hell did I put my server? Jesus Christ. I always forget. It's always the worst thing. Whew. Let that rock for just a little bit. I'll take a sip because my throat is parched. Should probably open up my dashboard too, just in case. But we shan't daddle for too dawdle. That's the word. For too long. Let's go ahead and get right back into it. The imprisoned turnabout. We were at the end. Part 2. I don't know if there's going to be a part 3. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a part 3. But starting up today, I wanted to go over a list of what seems odd to me. Specifically, the fact that this prison is a bit fucked, and people seem to be okay with it being fucked, namely in the way of Frank saw it was going in and out of the workrooms with a broken bracelet that was supposed to let everybody know that he was going in there, and everybody just seemed to be okay with that. Obviously, the warden should know where all her prisoners are at any given time, but if I don't think Frank saw it is a fucking criminal mastermind. What's up, C-Bay? So I don't think that Frank was probable in, oh, my bracelet just broke for whatever reason, and I just went in there. I have a feeling that there's a little bit more to that than meets the eye, but I still have some more probable cause for the warden just because she seems to have a little bit of a, I don't want to say fucking not like fucking discovery boner for whatever Dogen is doing in prison, but we did get that one scene of her like standing with her, I guess, guards, her subordinates, and being like, yeah, no, we even moved all the evidence over. So it seems like the warden may potentially be corrupt in one way or another. So as it stands right now, I'm crossing Jay Elbert off of the list of potential suspects because his motive was explained and it's clear, like, oh, he would have done it to get out of prison, but he wouldn't have stuck around, right? Like the second he dropped, the second if he did, right, if he did drop Knightley, he had all the fucking opportunity to just leave, right? It wasn't like he'd stick around. If he wanted to make sure his getaway was clean, he had ample opportunity to do so. So I have a feeling that Jay Elbert is going to be our primary red herring for right now, especially considering how far we've gotten into the case. But let's do, I think we're done with talking. Let's go ahead and get back into it. March 29th, 10:12 a.m., prison courtyard. The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. However, there's nothing left here. Yeah, they did move everything for the animal show away. it seems like since last time, at the end of the last stream rather, they wanted to pivot and say, oh, it's actually fucking Simon Keys. We told you it was Simon Keys, because there was bad stuff done during the performance show. That's when he dropped the body down the well. But we need to investigate the well a little bit more. Yesterday. Yeah. Looks like they're gonna give us flashbacks to that as well. Neat. But yeah, no. So they're saying the only person that could have dropped the body down the well with ample time to do so was Simon. Yeah, could only have been during the show. So, interestingly enough, the body could have been set up to drop during the show, but it also could have been not Simon that did it, right? Like, if we're taking everything into account, somebody could have set the body up to drop, because they had those pulleys that were next to the well. So you could have set the body to drop during the performance, but you'd have to have prior knowledge of the show, how it was going to be set up, and I think that points to the warden as well. Obviously, it points to Simon dually, but it completely erases J. Elbert as the potential suspect, because he didn't go to the show, he didn't know how the show was being set up, and he was trying to perform his escape break, or prison break rather, excuse me. So I think J. Elbert, I'm just gonna start calling him Jailbird. Fuck it. For Jay, there's enough to say that he's definitely not the suspect.
Well, was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be the decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence.
Alright, so let's see what we've gotten rid of. We still have the badge, we still have the floor plan, we have the notes, we have the chessboard, the glove, the rope, the sheet, we have the sensor, we have the broken bracelet, the prison roll call. Do we still have his autopsy report? We do have his autopsy report. We have the chisel with the bell. We have the bells by themselves. We have the prison investigation, the footprints in the tunnel, the metal detector, the hound piece, the layout of the chessboard in Dogan's cell, the security footage of Rocky jumping on top of Jay inside of Knightley's holding cell, Knightley's memo containing the correspondence chess setup. So yeah, we've got that, and now let's see what we have now. Oh, is it the same stuff? It's weird. Sometimes it organizes it quickly, and sometimes it does it like after, or it does it like usually after it says unnecessary evidence gotten rid of, but that time it seemed like it did it like instantly. Let's see here. Hey, there's a grate here. The well is run dry after all. We even put a lock on it. Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Wanna see?
There is absolutely no need for you to show off.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Whoa.
What happened, Kay?
The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it feels like it was broken some time ago.
So the lock was broken.
What is the definition of some time ago, though, Kay? Is it like days, weeks? I kind of need to know that.
This means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well. According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keys murdered Knightley in the courtyard, and then during the show he disposed of the body in the well.
You think so? Did he really use the well to move the body? I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again. He should be able to track the scent of the body.
Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe.
Missile, Pog. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe here.
Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Missile to the prison courtyard.
Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again, huh, sir?
I thought Missile belonged to the police department. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Berry of the Berry Big Circus and bring her here.
Roger that, sir. I'll bring him over in a flash. Isn't that progressive of Gumshoe saying them when he doesn't know the identity of the person he's supposed to be bringing? So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek? What are you talking about, Kay? There is nowhere to hide here.
I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like these, isn't it your turn to shine?
Oh, that. You want me to recreate the crime scene? Little thief, let's go! Huh? How do you do that? See for yourself. The great thief's secret weapon. Little thief. Yeah! Whoa, what's that? Screen's floating in midair? Just what are you doing, Kay? I'm entering the information needed for the simulation.
Mr. Shields, this little thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given.
Should I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday? That would probably be the best idea because that's how it was when the crime was taking place, or the body was being moved, rather. Allegedly.
Yes, I believe they were in the middle of taking down the set. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue.
Leave it to me. I took a picture of the place, too. Good shit, Kay. There, and there. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection to maximum output. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dare takes wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh, was that an animation update as well? Hey! Ooh, what just happened? I recreated the courtyard from yesterday based on the information I entered. This was a tool in the previous Yatagarasu. Previous Yatagarasu used. My goodness. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things.
But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past.
Oh, but it's still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information isn't correct, updated theme 2, sounds like it. The recreation can come out strange, too.
In this case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problem. Now, let's begin the investigation.
Alright. Since it's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction.
Yes, I know. First, I should start with that well.
Alright, well time. Fuck, can I not hit the... There we go. Okay. So... I didn't think about it too much when we looked at it the first time, but I did remember the pulleys, the sheet, and the pulleys, the sheet, and the rope. Primarily the pulleys just because that would... I was trying to figure out where the well would lead to the first time we were here, but then I was like, no, it wasn't above the prison. Little did I know that it was above the fucking tunnel that Jay was digging. Or starting to dig, rather, right? So, with that, the other thing that comes into play is that weight. Now, obviously, if this is like supposed to be the rec yard, then having weights here is no strange feat or no strange matter. However, what would be strange is them having one 33-pound weight. So if there's more weights that are missing, they could be used as a counterweight for the body being held up. So, but that would require somebody to go down into Jay's cell after he leaves and remove the counterweights, right? To cause the body to drop. But the problem, no, somebody could do that. There's definite time for the warden to do that, right? The only problem is, how does Anubis get to the body in the workroom, right? Because assuming that somebody moves the body from Jay's cell to the workroom, Frank would have saw the person moving the body and not specifically Anubis biting down on Knightley's neck, right? So the question then becomes, how was the body moved? I think is the proper question here.
The well behind the stage was behind the stage. That means
Only a few people will have. Oh, that's Ray, not K. Only a few people would have access to dump the body in the well during their performance.
this isn't looking good for Mr. Keys.
All right, we got some pulleys.
Huh. There are some pulleys here. They don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well.
Alternatively, if you set up the body before the performance, and because it has the appearance of being locked, nobody would think differently. You set the pulley up for the stage show to make the body drop when Simon Keys does his launching act, right? Because that's probably what the counterweights were used for, or the weights themselves, right?
This is a metal weight. It weighs... It's hard to see in the recreation. Kay, do you remember?
Well, 33 pounds, 15 kilograms. I think it was 33 pounds. Okay, we got that added to logic. So the body could have been prepped before the show and then dropped like that. That makes sense. But yeah, we're still at the question of, because the warden was here, right? I'm not crazy. It's not like she was walking around in the actual prison. She was here watching over the majority of her prisoners, right? So she couldn't have moved the body. So I still think accomplice is on, right? I still think we possibly have an accomplice. But I need to figure out who it is. I don't think it would be Dogan, because if she's trying to get heat on Dogan, it wouldn't make sense for them to be working together, right? Frank's alibi stands for right now, and we don't have anybody else. Simon's up here, Jay was in the holding cell, and it would have to be Dogan, but there's quite literally no motivation for Dogan to help the person who is trying to fucking, not necessarily blackmail, but fucking find out more about him, right, as an assassin. I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for. It's 33 pounds, K, it's not that heavy.
It doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus.
Alright, rope.
It's a sturdy hemp rope.
It looks like the rope they use for tug of wars.
I'm not going to play tug of war with you.
I didn't even say anything yet.
There's a metal stake attached to the end of the rope.
Ah, you use these to pin down the tent when you go camping.
Doesn't seem like they need this for the performance. I wonder what it was used for.
These things around the well, what are they used for? Tools around the well. Okay. So we don't have. What do we got? We have the weights, and we have the shit around the well.
I agree. We can ask Miss Barry about it later.
Do we have anything else from the previous session? No, that's about it. Alright. So, that's it for the well, it seems. I can examine the stage itself. What's up, Smash? What's going on?
This is the stage where they put on the animal show.
If I put on a Great Thief show, I wonder if anyone would come.
I'm pretty sure the police would show up.
Alright. Elephant. It's crazy that that's still here in the recreation.
This crate. No, there are tires attached to it, so I guess it's a cart.
Just once I'd like to ride one of these bad boys down a hill. Thank you, K. Ah, or maybe one of those office chairs with wheels. Doesn't that sound like fun?
What is she talking about?
Alright. What was the elephant's name again? Adascute. She's Adescu the Asian elephant. Elephant added to logic. Crazy. That's right. It's an easy name to remember.
Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember.
Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Adescu. Your name isn't good, it's just easy to remember.
It's all the information we can gather for now. The detectives should be here soon, too. Okay, go ahead and shut down, little thief.
Alright, returning the area to normal. Investigation complete. Fuck it. Alright, easy. Damn, that was fast. Hey, speak of the gummy.
Detective Gumshoe, that was quick.
I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir. Thanks for coming along too, Regina. No problem. It sounded like fun, so I skipped practice to come here.
Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking.
No problem, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, pal. Why are you pissed, Missile? Hey, what's eating you, pal? I said over here.
What's the matter?
Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Oh, the fucking crocodile? Alligator, actually? I guess he's scared of the alligator, sir.
Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be much help to us.
So, what should we do, Miles?
Maybe we can ask Miss Barry for her help.
What is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Allie a trick?
Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show.
Looks like it's my time to shine again.
Yes, if you please.
Oh, more Little Thief? Okay. So it's going to be the state of the courtyard during the show itself, not when we saw it yesterday. So this will be our first time seeing how it was during the show. Recreation complete. This time you can see how the courtyard was during the animal show.
This should be around the time the body was dropped down the well.
Wow, cool. It's just like magic. What's up with the well back there, though? It's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us. See, look over there. The well is fucked.
The backstage area is missing.
Oh, I didn't even see that thing in the top left where it said during the show, and it has the date and time. Well, Regina didn't help with the preparation, so she doesn't really know how it was set up. I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have the info for, huh? I'm sorry, it's because Simon took care of setting everything up. Don't worry yourself none, Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here. Are you fucking serious?
Why me?
Mr. Edgeworth, I've recreated the show in progress. But I can also change it to how it was earlier, when it was being taken down.
I see, so we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. We can freely switch between the two different states.
Change the recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen.
Now, let's begin the investigation.
Alright, fuck it. Alright. First things first, Gumshoe, what you got for me? Mr. Edgeworth, you got that look on your face like you want me to use my secret weapon, sir. Huh? Missile isn't in the mood, but I got my fishing rod ready to go. Or would you prefer the metal detector? Okay, metal detector is sick. Oh, that went to logic, too. Huh.
I've never seen the detective's eyes sparkle like that. If need be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by.
I thought we were gonna get both of them added to logic, so we could like use the fishing rod in the well and try to pull up the weights. Although no, the Gumshoe's fishing rod is shit. That shit would have broken like instantly, right? Alright, so on the stage now we have Adescu, Regent, and Simon. A love story between an elephant and tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action. Simon is really amazing, especially the part where he gets blown away.
Blown away. That's the scene in question.
Yep. That's what we should be focusing on. Man got knocked the fuck out. Alright.
Do you know how long he was gone from the stage?
Let me think. About 15 minutes or so.
It's just as Judge Courtney said.
But isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant? It's alright. Askew is very gentle.
That's not who we're worried about here.
During the first few practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. Then all of a sudden, he was able to be sent flying beautifully. I was able to do that. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing, like a pulley or something.
A device. Do you know anything about it?
I have no idea. Simon handled it all by himself. Simon's stunt. Alright. So, that would be... It's easy to figure out. What's in the cart now? Balloons?
Oh, this crate was empty in the recreation earlier.
That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took. I'm sorry. That information is wrong.
What do you mean?
This crate contained Ataskew's food. Oh, okay. Apples, bitch. Yeah, apples. In the morning on the day of the show, all the apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Missing apples, huh? I should make a note of it.
That's going to logic too. We're getting a lot of logic this time around. Quite a bit of logic. Let's see what we got. We have like... Jesus, fuck! Okay. We have tools around the well, Simon stunt, metal detector, Ataskew the elephant, missing apples, and 35-pound weights. So, I think this makes sense. Especially with the green highlighted text that she gave us about his trick. He handled it all by himself.
Mr. Keyes used a device for his stunt. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this?
It's just as I surmised. Big Brain Edgeworth has a lot on his mind. He's just thinking, bro. What you doing, Edgeworth? I'm thinking.
Okay, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to after the show scene?
Roger. During the show? After the show. And we teleported.
The tools lying around the well.
Watching Chinese girls frontline doom posting scares me. Ugh. I mean, that's always gonna happen when a gacha gets like hyper updated and moves.
Hey!
Oh Jesus Christ. Niona with the raid of 3. Hey Niona and everybody. Tails, what's going on? Appreciate that. But yeah, no, whenever a gacha has to move like to a new version, everybody gets super scared.
Could they have been a part of his device?
It seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device.
If you ask Mr. Keyes, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together.
Nano, what's going on? Alright, I'll go ask him. There she goes. Is she gonna come right back? Please just say it's a fucking pulley. Mr. Edgeworth, I asked him about it. Thank you.
And did you find out how the device works?
He used a rope to hang some weights on the well's pulley. The weights were suspended inside the well. Then he ran the rope through 2 more pulleys. Okay, so was he able to actually open the crate? Did he know it was unlocked? Because this seems more damning for him than good it is for us. Seems everyone is waiting for the next event to happen to see if they jump ship or not. Yeah, that's how it'll go. And tied the end of his rope to his own body.
So he used the force of falling weights to send himself flying. But what's to stop the weights from falling on their own?
In order to prevent that from happening, he used a stopper. Miss Berry didn't... Oh.
Miss Berry didn't know anything about the well. That means... Mr. Keyes removed the stopper by himself.
Also got 3 fairies today, Pog. Good fucking afternoon, Krista Chat. Niona, no! Why would you do this? This isn't how it's supposed to happen. I should probably change that thing, huh? That would probably be a good idea. People don't like to read. Also, why is he silent? No! Correct. That's why a second rope was needed. This rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage... Okay, so the stopper was the stake, right? Okay.
The stopper would be removed and the weights would drop down the well.
I'm definitely going to steal this idea. The Atagrasu won't lose to something like this.
Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good.
Then I'll train as well.
Before you start training, could you first update the recreation?
Oh yeah. You wanted me to recreate the device that was used in the performance. First, let's return to during the show. Digging in the fanny pack. Next, I'll input the information of the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made. Yeah. Yep, that's where the stake was.
So, this is the device that Mr. Keys used.
And yep, he did put the... Okay, so he used weights, but he didn't put all of them on. That fits with the theory that I have. Right. Simon sure is gutsier than he looks. Using the falling weights as the force to launch himself during his performance.
Indeed, he would have to drop enough weights to exceed his own body weight in order to provide the strength needed to pull him off the stage.
Okay, strength to be pulled, right? Got a lot of weights. Simon must have practiced a lot for this. So is that what we're supposed to do? I think we connect the weights and, yeah, strength to be pulled. Seems right. Got him, GG's. Huh? Isn't this strange?
What's wrong, pal? Haven't you noticed, Detective? What's strange about that weight is?
The weight itself?
It's not heavy enough.
Yep, you need more. Oh.
In order to pull up Mr. Key's body weight.
You're right, sir.
But where did the rest of the weights disappear to?
Looks like it's time to use my 7 secret weapons, sir.
If necessary, I'll let the detective know.
We're gonna stick the fucking metal detector into the well? We don't have it as, like, something we can present on the actual, on the well itself, do we? We don't have deduce, do we? Oh, we do not. Okay.
This rope dangles into the well.
I doubt a pinata's on the other side of the rope, nor is it candy, obviously.
Take this more seriously.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. It was a joke. A joke. Please don't take everything so seriously.
No, wait. What's on the other end of the rope? This could be worth thinking over.
Logic time. I think we connect the metal detector and not heavy enough, because that's essentially what not heavy enough is saying is missing weights instead of missing apples. Let's get it! The health bar went away, so I assume. Yeah.
Detective Gumshoe, it's time for your secret weapon.
Yes, sir.
I was hoping for the metal detector.
I don't get many chances to use this one. It's because it's a fucking fishing rod. Before we begin the search, let me go over how to use the metal detector. Co-keck with the host. What's going on, brother? This metal detector uses sound in this meter to let you know how close you are to a metal object. When you get closer to a metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. When you get the biggest reaction, Give me the order to examine that spot, sir. Now let's see what we've got. It's just a metal fence. Gumshoe, please. And it's basically how you search for metal objects. Just give me the instructions on where you want to search, sir. Oh. Gumshoe control! Pog! Yeah! This is what the other games needed. Oh. Oh. Here, sir. It looks like there's something here. Whoops, clicked off the actual game window.
I don't see anything that could be metallic. What could be causing the reaction?
Maybe there are iron fillings around here?
Iron fillings, like the ones you collect with a magnet.
Yes, sir. I guess they're mixed into the sand. If we're going to pull them out, we'll need secret weapon number 6. Or was it 7?
Can't you even keep that much straight?
It's just a regular magnet I bought at a hardware store. Hold it near the ground and presto. Pick them all up, sir. Wow, this is really... Well, what do you know?
Finding simple joy in simple tasks. What a simpleton. Let's check somewhere else.
Okay. Continue the search. I thought it was gonna be that the pipe from the well ran down this way. Oh, did it go away? Oh yeah, I guess because we picked them up. That's pretty neat. Wow, can I talk to people like this too? Let's see.
Detective Gumshoe, enough with the idle chatter and continue the investigation.
Oh, yes, sir. Let's go talk to Kay. I'm not getting much of a reaction. Well, no. Edgeworth just wants us to do our job, which is valid. Wait. What? Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. Huh? Does the pipe run underneath here too? Oh, nope. The weights were just hidden over by the alligator. You know, the one that needs to be fed daily. I found these in the clumps of grass here, sir.
These are the weights he used for that hoisting device. Were these intentionally hidden?
There's 4 of them in all, sir. That many weights would be enough to lift Simon.
So the other weights that were used in the device were hidden. Why were they hidden over here?
Because the body was replacing the weights. Yep. See, I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Eek! Big alligator. Those fish over there got bodied. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't see why that fucking crocodile, alligator is a neat eater. Ate all the fish off the bone? That scared me, pal. Huh?
What's the matter, detective?
It looks like the metal detector's reacting to this alligator. Really? Why?
Are you sure it isn't still just reacting to the weights?
It's a different reaction, sir. It's definitely coming from the alligator. Well, there it goes. So the alligator has metal in it.
It's gone.
Looks like it's scared of us. I don't think so, Kay. Huh? If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather.
Allie, I suppose that was what Warden Roland called it.
She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad. Like metal? But what would be metal other than the weights that the warden could have fed to the alligator? Because we have the murder weapon from Dogen's cell. Unless that's a decoy, unless the chisel is a decoy, then it could be the real murder weapon. But I have no reason to believe that. We didn't get the We didn't get a proper analysis of the stab wound. Cause okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. What's up, Exalted? Metal ring also makes sense, but what I was thinking more was because we got the evidence and the backstory of Dogen saying there's only 2 of his bells in the world bar none, right? One he kept on him and the other was kept in police evidence attached to his knife, right? So if the bell from the knife was taken off and put on the chisel, that could be used to make us think that the chisel is the actual murder weapon when the real murder weapon was his original knife, right? And because those were both in lockup, it makes sense to me now that it's the warden. It's 100% the warden. There is no way it could be nothing but the warden. I just need to figure out motive now. Maybe she's trying to pin a murder on him so he gets executed faster. Maybe he ended up killing like her husband or something. We just need to figure out motive. It's definitely the warden. That's how she did it. She killed him before the show, put his body in the well, replaced the weights with the body so that the trick happened and it made it seem like Simon was dropping the body down. Is that Regina? Yes, it is. Oh, maybe she ate one of the weights.
I doubt that even an alligator can ingest a 33-pound weight. But what could the metal detector be reacting to? And regardless, why were these weights hidden? Maybe we should take another look at the device on the well. Okay, I'd like you to recreate the after the show scene again.
Alright, leave it to me. Little thief! Big pog! Alright, so we just go back to the, we go back to the fucking well. Fuck, it's really hard to actually get up on the well and examine it. Alright, well we got something else that's here, it seems. Oh, we have the deuce now too. Okay. Alright, but what would we be deducing? Is it the rope? Do we deduce rope?
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
Technically Simon's device? Because there's more rope. We're missing rope. Right? Neona's come back to the land of the living.
This recreation in the device we saw earlier. There is a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing.
You're right.
Without it, the device won't work.
I wonder what happened to it. We found it in the fucking workroom. It was next to Knightley's body.
Where did the missing rope disappear to? It's possible that we hold a piece of evidence that shows where the rope went.
So, yeah, no, the motive is going to be the weirdest thing, because that would mean that Knightley got killed off circumstance, right? Because if the warden wanted to pin a murder on Dogen, she wouldn't have waited for Knightley to come to the prison. She probably, maybe this was like the tipping point of her like patience. She couldn't figure out anything, and she just got fed up with trying to fucking get all this evidence. It was too long. But then why was she getting evidence transferred after the murder occurred? Maybe to keep up the act? It's weird. Also, to answer your question from 10 minutes ago, I'm doing it to make an entrance. Fair enough. But yeah, no, I'm a little bit stumped on this one, because it doesn't make sense for the warden to the warden's actions don't make sense for her to have done what she has done and continued to do, right? Because if you look at it as, oh, the warden did it and she did it because she's trying to put Dogen away, then it doesn't make sense from that standpoint, because she was doing stuff to try to put Dogen away and like legally, right? She was getting all the evidence transferred on his cases to her. She was trying to like legally prove that his crimes were legit, right? I don't know. I'm big confused on this. Like, genuinely stumped.
It's possible that we hold the piece of evidence that shows where the rope went.
Eh? Which piece of evidence shows where the missing piece of rope went? Is it the fucking rope? Found with the body, was it used to tie up the victim?
The rope we found with the dead body.
Ah, could it be?
Yes, it could be the other piece of rope that was used here.
Then does that mean...
This rope was attached to the weight. However, the weight was not one of these metal weights. These weights were hidden in the grass and replaced with something else.
If they were replaced, then what was used as... Come on, Kay. You should be able to... get that, right?
What was tied to the rope we found in the workroom? If we can recall that, then the answer should be clear.
The weight that was dropped in place of the weights that Mr. Keyes had prepared was... body? Autopsy report? No, it would have to be the notes, right? Since it's not showing me the fucking profiles.
What was dropped down the well was none other than Knightley's dead body.
Eh? Mr. Knightley's body was used as the weight?
Yes, the weights were replaced with Knightley's body. Mr. Keyes used the device to launch himself off the stage. When the rope that was tied to him was undone and let go, both the body and the rope dropped down the well. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley. It was used to suspend him inside the well. That also explains why the other weights were hidden.
Ah, so that no one would find out that the weights were replaced with the body.
Yes, the killer was the one who hid those weights.
But Miles, why isn't Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with the murder weapon? If he was suspended in the well, wouldn't there be blood at the bottom of the well?
The killer was also aware of that. That's why they used this item.
The fucking sheet. Which item did the killer use in order to leave no traces of blood behind? Yes!
The sheet we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body.
I see. It looks like all the pieces are starting to come together, hey? But this means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer?
No, that's not necessarily the case.
Eh? But yesterday Judge Courtney said...
Fuck what she said. If Mr. Keyes was the killer, then he would have needed to set up such an elaborate device.
I guess you have a point.
Mr. Keyes was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, this placed the doubt on the people who do not watch the animal show.
It's true, we also suspected Mr. Dogen.
The killer's true intent was to make us think that the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used the device on the well to create a fake alibi. Miss Berry, do you know when this device on the well was set up?
Let me think. The day before the show. I think it was at night. We all started preparing at 9 p.m. We finished at around midnight.
The killer replaced the weights with the dead body afterwards.
Alright. Makes sense. Simon's device data updated.
Did Dogen know about the device? No, even if he knew about the device, it wouldn't be possible for him to use it. You can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well. In other words, Dogen is not the killer.
Glad we could clear that up. Alright. So, we have logic now. Well, the only thing... I wanted to connect these anyways. Because... it just makes sense that the apples got eaten by the elephant. Yeah. I mean, if we're given gimmies, I'll take the gimme.
The apples in the crate were possibly eaten by Attiscue.
But it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach from Attiscue's nose.
Are you certain?
Yep, the crate was still full of apples on the night before the show. Oh, somebody moved the crate. Interesting. So, the potential that I see from this is that if you look at it as, oh, the apples were moved, because the first time we came in here, Attiscue was very adamant about beating the shit out of anybody that came near her. So it could have been that's how the apples got eaten, right? Attiscue ate the apples because somebody got close to the alligator pen and wanted to hide the weights, right? That makes sense.
Then the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. With that many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person.
Crate of apples.
Prior to the show,
I want to say though, as far as like mystery and logic jumping is concerned, this case it ramped up really fast. Once all the pieces started falling together in place, there is so much that is just like, okay, now this becomes possible, now this becomes possible. You have to look at this, and this. And I want to say the pacing of this episode is probably the best as far as mysteries go, and I really hope the game continues with that trend, because with the intro case, with the intro episode, it was kind of like whatever, like, oh yeah, I guess, you know, this guy, he shot his friend, that's it, that's all the mystery you need to solve, and he's the only one that could have done so because they went into the plane. There you go, you got it. It basically fucking softball pitches you the answer, and it's like, you did it, you're smart. But this one, it feels like it's giving you the potential to solve it, but it's not outright stating an answer for you.
Prior to the show, the cart's position was already changed with the apples, and the apples were all eaten. This appears to be the correct information. Please update the simulation parameters, Kay.
Alright, I'll use a new info to recreate the scene. First, let's return to during the show. Using the info we got from Regina, I'll recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place. Yep. Got him. GG's. Recreation complete.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Gallus? Wait a minute. Ultra Bub, you lurking bastard. But welcome to the family, Ultra Bub. Wait, that's your second one, right? Welcome back to the family, Ultra Bub. Thank you, Gallus. I can't believe Gallus just came in here without a word and threw $5 at fucking. Oh God, no. Tails, welcome back to the family. Uh-oh. This is gonna be dangerous. Everyone duck. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, well. Everybody, if you happen to get a sub from Gallus, you better thank the man. That includes you, Ultra Bub. Follow Tails. Jesus Christ, Niona as well. Welcome back to the family. Thank you, Gallus. Ah!
This cart was moved the night before the show.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Another one to Nonon. Nonon, you're in here? What are you doing? Say hi at least. I have no problem with lurking. You guys know that. Just say hello. But you heard me. You better thank the man, Nonon. Nanon. Nanon.
The body was also switched the night before the show. I don't think it was just a coincidence. Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes...
Oh shit! Oh shit! Another one to Crash Bandicoot 76, 69 subs. Nice. Welcome to the family, brother.
Why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door. I can think of one reason why.
Somebody opened that door. Oh, well, I was going to say somebody moved it to prevent the elephant from fucking with them, but... Alright, let's hurry up and... It's locked. Want to see something? Something cool. Did you happen to pull something else in fucking Heroes last night? The door's locked. Let's ask a guard. Hey, Mr. Guard. I like how this guy doesn't have any questions about what's going on with fucking... with anything Little Thief is doing. It's just... Hey, yeah, what you want? This guy comes in, sees the Matrix going on. He's like, yeah, just another day at the office. Yes, what is it?
That was fast. You there, where's the key to this door?
The warden's in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away.
The warden is in charge of the keys here. Without the warden's permission, this door can't be opened.
Thank you very much. Ooh.
It's a circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker.
A Tindy lion and then some. I never back down from a promise.
Well, yeah, that's valid. Gallus bumping up to tier 3. Now I'm not the only person with a Jalter. Big, thick one. You did plus 10 lion. I completely forgot that you mentioned that. I was kind of looking at the fucking... When I was looking at it, I was like, how the hell did you plus 10 the entire server? That's awful. Or not the entire server. The fucking entire banner, rather. Because you were just posting them and I was like, that sucks. My Shizzy sub just burned. Damn. Good. But yeah, no, that, and also back to investigations. Appreciate it very much, Gallus. Thank you, friend. So we have a breaker for the electric fence, the courtyard, 3 sensors, and the security camera. So the security camera would make sense. Oh no, the security camera makes all sense. If the warden has access to this room, she could have shut off the security camera, went and murdered fucking Knightley, then went back and turned it on, and that could have been done in the span of 3 hours. That explains it. We still just need motive. I have no motive. On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here.
I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room. It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers.
I also need to fucking figure out and how to change 69 is a number I want to cement my legacy with, but I don't think there's anybody else. Oh no, wait, there could be more lurkers. Everybody typing it thus far has one. I see the Shuichis.
It was to definitely operate the circuit breakers.
Oh shit! Exalted finally gets one. Now Exalted has access to better moats. You love to see it. So, someone came here to shut off the power to something? Exalted, thank the man, you bastard.
Was there anything that had its power shut off? What could have had its power shut off by the breaker?
The security camera. Do I not have the security camera? I guess technically I have the security footage? Alright, yeah.
The security camera footage has a 3-hour gap.
Ah, I see. The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped.
It's highly possible.
Was this the killer's handiwork?
With the camera down, it could be easy to move. It'd be easy to move about. The killer would have had a major advantage.
I knew it.
If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. person in charge of the key to the breaker room is. It couldn't be.
Circuit breaker data jotted down. Deactivating the recreation. And teleporting us to the center of the fucking courtyard. That's gonna be amazing every single time. Huh? What do you two losers want? I'm the first to the scene, as always.
Good morning, Mr. DeBest.
What? How did you get here before me?
Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early. Or maybe it is you who are late, Judge Courtney. I have many matters which to require my attention. I have no time to waste, unlike a certain prosecutor who has taken off the case.
Don't throw that shade.
Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney.
An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest.
You just say whatever you like, don't you? Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian.
All right. I'll call the men over. I was trying to lob a sub over to Young Nipple since he publicly showed his face for Snark and Shofu to roast, but my band was, oh. Well, Nipple's not here today. Can't really blame him, though, since I took a break yesterday. He'll show up sooner or later, though. Maybe not today, but in the future.
That will be unnecessary.
What?
We have already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested.
Bested? Me?
Judge Courtney, your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces.
Oh, alright.
I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands?
Fuck a badge. I'm right.
I've had enough of such coercing. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge?
Nope.
Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked. Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress, proving Mr. Key's innocence. That is all that concerns me. Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you are willing to go that far, then I will show you no leniency. In the name of the Goddess of Law, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this.
It's okay. I'll come back. Hi, prosecutor. Go ahead. Try to take my badge. I'm going to get promoted. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. Judge Courtney's reasoning. I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Elbert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. I missed most of this case. What's with these two, Courtney and the Best? So these two came in as we were doing our initial investigation, right? Courtney is a judge, obviously. I don't know if the gavel gave it away. And she was like, okay, Miles Edgeworth, you were doing some non-okay stuff during your last investigation, so you're being removed from this case, and you're being replaced with another prosecutor. Here he is, his name is Sebastian DeBest. And this guy is a complete fucking... I don't want to say... He's a complete newcomer to the profession, like he's been doing it for like a month, and it's very clear that, that Courtney is kind of just guiding him along, right? She's guiding his hand so that he doesn't fuck up completely 100% of the time. With that, it's also implied that Courtney has some sort of beef with Miles. I have no idea what at this point, but she doesn't like Miles for some reason. She's trying to get Miles to lose his badge, his prosecutor's badge. But essentially, that's the gist of it. She's a judge, he's a prosecutor. Can I make it any more obvious? It only could have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect. No? You don't know about the police system, do you?
Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning.
Of course she does. Who do you think she is?
Earlier, I received the official autopsy report. Babysitting that kid must be difficult.
The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show. The cause of death remains unchanged, a stab wound 4 inches deep. Now, I'm not a carpenter. I don't think chisels, the edge of them in particular, are 4 inches in length, right? That doesn't look like it's a fucking 4-inch blade operating side. It doesn't look like that was. It doesn't look like that could be our murder weapon. So I think that's fitting with our theory as well. Autopsy report updated. Let's go! Time of death, sometime from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., March 27th, died instantly from a stab to the neck. Simon Keyes was not present on stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well.
She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means... It seems there is a hole in your argument.
You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim?
Of course I can, and I will.
Judge Courtney's reasoning. Yep, no. I think it couldn't have been dropped by the suspect. The only one who could have done it is the suspect. Yeah, moron about that. You don't know, do you? You don't know, do you? Shake. Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water. Just like the well.
Sick fucking burn, Edgeworth. You got her.
There was a device set up around the well here.
What is this device of which you speak?
Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show?
I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage.
He tied one end of a length of rope to himself, and the other set to an end of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well.
Wouldn't he have spent the whole place suspended up in the air?
That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found the evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time the show started to set up the device.
But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree?
If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Barry.
Yes?
Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up?
Well, let me see. Since we have to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it.
And there you have it.
Oh, I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation, which is why I'm even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice? I am. You guys are trying to convict an innocent man.
My actions are not just. Who made that decision?
You cannot understand even that? Even now. Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor, it is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules.
I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least.
Edgeworth got bands. As much as he might throw out a stupid-ass joke, he definitely got the bands.
However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will... What are you gonna do, hit me? I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. You gonna take my badge, nigga? I'm still gonna help. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder. Really? Thanks for the sub, Gallus. At least you thanked him. That's all that matters. Reason for suspicion. If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. No, you don't know. No, Simon doesn't have the only opportunity. We have 3 hours missing. We have 3 hours missing total. Was that a bar? I have no idea what we're even talking about. If it was a bar, I didn't mean it. If somebody typed a bar, I don't get it. If somebody fucking said one, I missed it. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious.
Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there.
If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong?
I suppose I must refute your theory with evidence.
Yeah, sure, dickhead. Brought from the detention center, only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Yeah, or whoever was not on the tape from fucking 3 to 6, right?
Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity.
Or, excuse me, from 6 to 9, right? Who else could have had the opportunity?
The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it.
If that were the case, then the murder would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that that is possible? No, I'm saying somebody shut the camera off, dickhead.
It's possible if you had access to this.
The breakers? Yeah.
Take that!
In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera, and it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder.
Idiot. Unfortunately, it appears you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything. So, can you explain how the murderer turned the key to the breaker room?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right?
The breaker room has great importance even in a prison. There is no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily. Yeah, and now I'm gonna tell you who the murderer is. I forgot that it had that fucking kick up. I thought it was cornered for a split second. But yeah, no, this is still a good theme.
Well, I can think of someone.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it.
There can't be anyone like that. Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room, too.
Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. And the person who used the key to enter the breaker room is...
Well, where is she?
Take that!
The murderer is...
Get a missile.
Warden Roland.
Oh my, what an energetic little puppy.
That's because this dog is extremely fond of sweets. It seems to detect a sweet scent.
Oh, heavens no. I'm not even wearing perfume or anything of the sort.
What the dog detects is the sweet scent of death.
Oh, okay, Edgeworth, got... I mean, it's not awful. Could have said something better. How poetic. However, does that not imply that I committed a murder?
That's what I think.
What?
The warden is the murderer. Mr. Edgeworth, are you serious about your statement?
Oh, how amusing.
The very thought of a warden committing a murder.
Don't kiss the fucking fox. It sounds like something out of a mystery visual novel.
Precisely.
Your reasoning is in contempt.
Nothing of the sort. I do not want to believe it myself, but based on the evidence, I have no choice but to believe it. This evidence proves that Warden Roland is the murderer.
Sweet scent on him.
Take that!
Got him. GG's.
The smell gave you away. As you can plainly see, someone has taken notice.
This police dog.
He tracked a sweet smell that came from the body. And right now he is telling us that the same scent is also on Warden Roland.
You're a cruel one to accuse me of a murder based on something like that. Right, Justine, darling? Uh-oh.
It appears that Judge Courtney has reached the same conclusion as I have.
Mr. Edgeworth, this couldn't have been just a coincidence, could it?
The key to the breaker room had the same scent on the body. If it were only one, it could have been seen as such.
It appears we have reached a conclusion. We should now listen to what the warden has to say.
Indeed, until we do, we cannot close this case.
Oh my goodness, everyone with such scary faces. So I'm the only one who could have been the murderer? That just cannot be. You want to get shit on? You got an alibi? Why I can't be the killer? Question mark. Is that supposed to be the question? Maybe. Why I can't be the killer? Like, it sounds like it's unsure. I'll fry you, woman. I heard all about the case from Justine here. Had I committed the murder, it would have taken place inside the holding cell. But I couldn't move the body. I never went into the prison. But, oh wait, I was caught up in my work. Up until the show, I was stuck in my office. Check up on it if you like. You find there's no record of me entering the prison. There is technically another route for you to go into the prison that's not the passageway. And your office is directly connected to it. So, geez. I don't know what reasoning you had, but I can say for sure, I cannot be the killer. Hello, I have arrived. What's up, Ben? Not too late, just a little late. What missile barked at you, pal? You gotta be the culprit. Oh heavens, it's not possible. I had already told you I never went to the prison. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check the records?
She wants us to check the records. She does seem confident. For now, all we can do is listen to her and try to draw out more information.
I do hope you understand, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright. So, I think it's press on there's no record of you entering the prison. Because, of course, there would be a record if you went through the passageway. But if you walked through the electric fence, which you have control over, then no. Right? Right. Makes sense. Never went to the prison. I was caught up in your work. You were stuck in your office. Yes, and your office is it like if we here. Let me go to present. I won't click it immediately, but look. Your office is right here. Yeah, you can't use the. You can say that there's no record of you going through the passageway. You can go in through the courtyard. You have access to both the holding cell and the courtyard, which leads directly to the prison, without ever having to go through the passageway at all. You know how Warden looks like from the waist down? We do not. She's wearing this big coat. Alright. Maybe not present? Because it's not like we're saying, like, She's not saying there's no way for me to enter the prison from my office. She's saying there's no record of her entering the prison, right? I think that's specific.
You did not enter the prison from the entrance. But what if there was another route?
Okay, there we go.
Oh my, are you suggesting something like a secret passage? I don't know if anything like that exists. It is my firm belief you did possess an alternate route. That route was neither the entrance nor a secret passage.
Okay. Route used was from here. Courtyard. Or technically her office? But the courtyard makes more sense because of the electrified fence.
Take that!
Yeah.
The barbed wire fence. You would have moved nightly into your office first. This office leads directly to the garden side of the courtyard.
Howdy, what's going on, Mario? How you doing, brother?
If you had moved through here and past the barbed wire fence, you would have arrived at the prison without passing through the entrance of a tunnel.
Case 3 is a banger. I've been told a lot of good things about Case 3. I kind of want to... We're going to be going into that too today. Oh, shit. Gallus, gifting one to Mario. Welcome to the family, brother. Mario. Enjoyed emotes. Thank Gallus. Woke up from a small nap and now you're getting gifted and being told to thank somebody. Though I distinctly remember having issues on my emulator when I played it years ago. Hopefully we don't.
I wonder what Mr. Edgeworth is saying. Haven't you noticed? There's a high voltage current running through the fence.
Yeah, obviously she couldn't have passed through it like that. What version of SMA do you have? I'm running X432R.
And you were the only one who had the key, Warden Roland. Most amusing. However, the breaker room is located on the prison side of the courtyard. How would the warden have accessed it from the detention center? Ah, quite right. Gotcha there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Twitch, I'm gonna need you to stop fucking up on my end. Ben, no. As long as it's not 0.10, you should be good. It isn't. It's the latest version of X432R. So like I made it that one because I can so I can run the game and have it not look like absolute garbage. Also, you got Shiva and Grand Vera and Grand Blue. Dog, I wanted fucking Illnot so bad. I want the drug addict GF. That would have been fine, but I got 2 summons and a gold moon for Gondoza, so I was like, this game sucks.
That's... If there is no record of her passing through the prison entrance, it would not have been possible for her to turn off the fence's breaker. But Warden Roland was the only one who had access.
Don't let this phase you, Miles.
But if I don't have a solution for this, she'll get away.
Now, Uncle Ray never said don't think, you know. It's just not good to be so stubborn about it. That's all. Ilnat is really a drugged out graffiti addict and I want her. Yep. I want to do fucking crack with her. Or excuse me, cocaine, not crack. Crack is for people that do the bad drugs. Cocaine is for rich people.
But no matter how you think about it, Warden Roland couldn't have done this alone. Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you have failed to come up with a new
Oh, nope, pussy. Yeah, it is me.
I am not amused, interrupting my judgment only to be silent.
Predator looks insanely broken. Yeah, I was gonna be fine if I got Predator. I was kind of sad that I didn't get either of them. Like, obviously, Ilnat wouldn't have been great because I have literally every fucking top tier fire unit in the game aside from Anila, but I would have been nice to have her.
I have to answer. I won't let this end here. My reasoning is not over yet. So, how did she use the breaker without leaving the detention center? It's perfectly possible with this method.
What made it possible to turn off the breaker? She had an accomplice. What I've been saying the entire time. I'm using Grand Rackham and have Athena, so it's fine. Well, now you have Shiva as well, so... There you go with that.
It was indeed impossible for one person, but what if there were two?
Exactly. Just what I expected from you, Miles.
Yes, you had an accomplice on the prison side.
Team right now is Anila, Rackham, Shiva with Grand Ryan and Tina on the back line. Crazy. I remember Chris saying if he could take one drug and not suffer the side effects, he said Vicodin. Dog, if you... Nah, it makes sense if you've seen any episode of House. That nigga pops 6 Vicodins and goes on and cures cancer. In like 30 minutes flat. Dr. Gregory House is the man. And I honestly believe that Vicodin is his spinach, like he's Popeye.
What's that, pal? You making fun of Mr. Edgeworth?
The inmates at this prison all wear bracelets. If they try and go where they please, they'll set off the alarm.
Ah.
Oh, does that mean... yeah, Frank Saw It is your accomplice. You got Frank on the payroll? That's crazy. Not only the prisoners, but the guards too are under constant scrutiny.
So why didn't anyone else notice Elbert?
The only ones allowed to move freely are the animals. And they certainly could not have used the breaker.
But it's still possible that a person did it.
Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was? I don't even think that it's necessarily Frank being shady and helping. I think Frank unknowingly helped hide the murder. Because it's not like she was like, hey, shut the breaker off so I can hide this body and I'll let you walk around freely. It's not like he was presenting like he had anything to hide. It was like, my bracelet was broken and I was walking around and okay, so she was probably like, I won't replace your bracelet if you go here and shut this circuit breaker off, right? There is definite reason. Excluding the inmates and the guards, just what kind of person would you say it was?
We can't exclude the inmates and guards just yet. There was only one person, one whose movement was not restricted. This evidence shows that there was someone in the prison who could move around freely.
Yep. You had your broken fucking LV bracelet on, dumbass. That is, it looks like the bracelet worn by the prisoners.
This belongs to a certain model inmate, and it's broken.
What? Just who on earth does this belong to? Frank's going in the hole.
Frank Saw It, the warden's favorite inmate.
Yeah, got him.
Don't you think it's strange? He managed to keep this hidden while he moved around freely in his daily prison life.
Golly, when you think about it, it shouldn't be possible. You're quiet over there. You're awfully quiet over there.
I'd hazard a guess that this was because he was a special case. Just like Sirhan Dogan in the special cell.
The prosecutor's statement is mere conjecture. Not a prosecutor right now, dumbass.
You could find out simply by asking Saw It himself. It is my firm belief that Mr. Saw It and Warden Rowland were partners in crime, due to their collaboration and other route services. The real route by which Knightley's body was moved to the prison. There were two obstacles that needed to be dealt with. The security camera in front of Knightley's cell, and the electric fence in the courtyard. Both these problems could have been solved with a single stroke, by having Saw It switch off the breakers in the breaker room.
Mr. Edgeworth, could you wait one moment?
Do you still intend to deny to Warden Rowland?
I give in. I confess. What? Ooh. But you're not gonna confess to the murder. You're gonna confess to being in cahoots with Saw It, right? Yes, it's just as he says. Frank Saw It and I were partners in crime. No way! You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! Well done, Miles. At last we have the real culprit cornered. Like Mr. Edgeworth said, Frankie operated the breaker. But we were not responsible for night. Yeah. You son of a bitch. I'll get you, bitch.
What?
Warden Roland, whatever do you mean? Judge Courtney, would the goddess of law hear my confession? The goddess of law is merciful. She will absolve you. I was being threatened. By Frank fucking Saw It? Absolutely not. That's why I had no choice but to do as I was told. So, who was threatening you? Okay, Dogen was threatening you. Let me hear about this. That would explain why he has a... Oh, no! Wait. This puts a whole new... Okay, depending on how he was threatening her, this puts everything into a different perspective.
Dogen.
It's been going on since that man came to the prison. I will never forget that day. Yo, the Blacken looking crazy right now. Jesus Christ. Frank's from the first game's case, right? Yeah, first game case 1. When we were both alone, he suddenly said to me, I have many dogs outside the prison. Dogs? Loyal dogs who obey my every command. I soon realized what Dogen was referred to were not really dogs, but his human henchmen. And that's not all he said.
You better watch how you treat me, if you don't want you and your family to become dog food.
Okay. So yeah, this puts... Okay, no. This puts everything into a new perspective. Because if she was being threatened with murder for Dogen, that would explain why she wanted to... get all of his case information, why she wanted to try to, I would assume, get him executed for his crimes rather than be in her jail, because he was in a special cell the entire time he was here. Can't forget that. He literally had top quality treatment. And okay, now this provides her with motive as well. Because if she learns that the person coming into the jail was writing letters back and forth with Dogen, she would have been spooked. She would have gotten... She's literally a victim of circumstance because of a misunderstanding. Now, I've said in the past before that misunderstanding for a murder motive is usually bad. This is a unique particular case where I think it is actually pretty good. Because it's not like, oh, everything is caused via a misunderstanding. It's not the judge. It's the warden's misunderstanding of events as they are going on that leads her to commit murder. That's actually that's a really good writing touch. Because it's not like, oh, it's my misunderstanding that caused me to kill a different person on their misunderstanding of a note that I wrote to somebody because they had a misunderstanding on something. It's not like everything just domino effects on top of misunderstandings. It's just one misunderstanding leads her in her paranoia to commit murder. That makes sense. I gave him the special cell. I gave him anything he desired.
Anything he desired? You don't mean the supply.
That's right. Anything he ordered, I would deliver it to him. An underground dealership. I was the one who won over Frankie. It was simple. I just offered him special privileges within the prison. These underground dealings? Once a week in the middle of the night, Frankie would shut off the 2 breakers, so I could move from my office to the courtyard without being seen by the security camera. I would go past the fence and drop the goods down the well near the prison. And that would explain why the well was dug before fucking Jay started digging it. Okay. No, this is actually a really good case. Turnabout Big Top, take notes. And then I'd sprinkle this perfume on it. Okay. Right. And that's what causes the sweet scent, because you were talking about your perfume earlier.
So that's the true identity of the sweet scent.
The scent of perfume was a signal for Dogen's dog. After picking up on the scent, it would carry the goods to Dogen. Of course, this had to be done while Elbert was away from his cell.
I'm surprised he never found out about it, pal.
We have a strict timetable here at the prison. Mealtime, exercise time. It's easy to know when he's away from his cell. And since little Rocky is afraid of Dogen's dog, I didn't have to worry about him making noise.
So, having full knowledge of the prison's inner working, she made the deliveries herself. This would have ensured there were no slip-ups.
Frankie would turn the breakers on back on in the early morning, and the delivery was complete. I then modified the timestamp on the security camera.
So she just forgot to modify the timestamp this time because there was murder investigation going on this time?
The goddess of law accepts your pertinent confession. As the warden of the prison, how could I have done such a foolish thing? The day Knightley was killed was also a delivery day. It seems Frankie was working the breakers as usual, but that day I had nothing to send, so I did not go to the courtyard at all.
Just know, Chris, it's coming. Are you doing another Photoshop for something?
The secret of the supply system. So then Warden Rowley was...
We've been searching for Dogen's henchmen for ages. We've also been helping them, but... Right. Yeah. He wasn't saying shit. This makes way too much sense. Like, this is too cohesive of a story. And I don't mean like it makes too much sense, so I'm obviously like thinking the wrong things. It makes too much sense as like a good plot. It's not like there's any plot holes. It's not like there's any weird things that are going on within the story. It's just 1 to 2 to 3. It makes sense.
So the reason you kept on interrogating him?
Yes, it was to find his henchmen. I borrowed all the evidence from the police and carried out the interrogation myself. I had kept an eye on all his actions and examined all of his mail.
Yep, and because you were looking at the correspondence letters, because you don't play chess, you wouldn't have known what the fuck he was talking about.
Mail, like his correspondence chess letters.
But I could never uncover the true identity of his henchmen. This fear, it's something you could never understand. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you are listening, right? I'd say this confession clears the warden of all suspicion. Is it really necessary to press her further than this?
Yep, we have to.
Is it necessary to press her further?
Yes. This episode shaped up rather quick going into the final, well, or at least what I assume is the final part, and part 2.
Judge Courtney, my questioning isn't over yet. I'm sure the goddess of law isn't satisfied yet either.
You mean to badger this woman further?
Even if she was threatened by Doge, this does not prove that she was not the culprit in this case. She was able to use the supply route to transport Knightley's body.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
The body gave off a sweet scent, the scent of perfume that was used to signify a delivery.
Yep.
Can you explain this fact?
Oh, of course. Since I have made so many deliveries, the scent would have lingered around that well. When the body was moved through the well, the scent would have transferred to it.
Yeah, this would also explain why Anubis moved the body. Because if it was the... Well, no. Oh, no. It fully explains it. Because I was going to say no, because the goods were brought to Dogen directly, and the body was found in the workshop. But when we were tracking the scent the first time, we tracked it to Dogen's cell. We found that cake, but it was just a simple, like, haha, it was cake. The dog likes chocolate, and move along. But no, it was the perfume. So Anubis dragged the body into the room where the special cell is, Dogen realized what it was and was like, go put this in the workroom, Anubis. Which is insane. Dogen realized exactly what was going on and was like, hey, somebody's trying to frame me. I ain't doing nothing. Anubis, put this chisel in your mouth, we're done. Because he would have seen his bell attached to the chisel as well, right? He would have been like, who's responsible for this? Who's trying to frame me? This is actually, oh, this is so good.
Mr. Elbert also testified to this fact.
Some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. Okay, yeah, so he smelled the scent in the well.
The lingering scent in the well would of course be picked up by anything passing through. The defense rests, I see. In that case, court is adjourned.
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything we can do?
What should I do? Is this as far as I can go?
Is it over already? Yes, Sebastian, it is.
Good job, by the way, Sebastian, just sitting there doing nothing.
And now, court is officially adjourned.
Hold it. Ray? You got me?
Who was that?
Sup, dickhead? It's not nice of you to adjourn things just like that, Courtney Pie.
Mr. Shields.
Are you objecting to the court adjourning?
Of course not. Have you mentioned your thoughts on Ray's theme yet, by the way? I actually haven't. I think his theme is a little bit understated to me. Like, it's not super, I don't feel like it's super unique, but it's still decent. Like, I have a feeling that it's called Joking Motive. It fits him. Like, it's thematically appropriate. But it's not like a standout track or anything. It's kind of like the Pursuit theme, where I'm pretty sure if I heard this as like a remix where somebody put like actual instruments on top of it, I would probably fuck with it a lot. But even as it is right now, it fits for him, but it's not something that I'm gonna go look up on my own, right? Like that, those synth notes being like hyper pitched up compared to like the bass and the drums. Like this breakdown right now, like that's great. Like that's the best part of the song. Of course not. I ain't got no objection or anything like that. Go ahead and adjourn court. Do whatever you like. Hey, what are you doing, Mr. Shields? Whoa there. Calm down, kid. Who wants some chocolate? Ray. Is this a joke? You'll have to excuse me. I just have one tiny request to make. As Simon Key's attorney.
That's right. You're the defense attorney in charge of this case, aren't you?
Exactly. Did you all forget? That's so mean. You just left everything to Mr. Edgeworth and didn't do anything at all. Yeah, that's right. That's why. I thought I'd do my job a bit.
Do your job? That hardly sounds like you at all.
It's to prepare for the trial. I'd like to ask the warden a few questions.
Surely you jest. What more would you expect to hear from her?
Well, Miss Warden, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the culprit.
My thoughts?
Uncle Ray believes that Simon is not the culprit. It seems that Miss Warden is also suspects someone other than Simon. I'd like to hear you out. If she says she suspects Dojin, then that's good game. We got her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Shields up to?
He's trying to lure out Ward and Roland to testify. Why was the supply route used to transport the body? I'd say it must have been the crime on Dogen.
Ah, I see.
If he committed the murder here, he would be transferred to another prison, one with tighter security.
And that would get rid of the troublemaker.
Exactly. She wouldn't pass up a chance like that.
Hey, hold on a sec. A culprit besides Simon? What do you mean? Simon was the one I was supposed to prosecute.
Exactly! So wouldn't it be better if DeBess also listened to what she has to say? Amazing, Mr. Shields! You managed to drag Mr. DeBess into this too. Warden Roland, is this acceptable? Oh, you. It's fine. It's fine. You understand a woman's heart. Thank you, mademoiselle. Actually, I've thought this over. I'd like to tell you my thoughts. You'll let me speak, won't you, Justine, darling? Of course. You may speak. Mr. Shields! Awesome! Can we talk about how Ray with one question really got everyone to follow his lead? Well, of course. This man was taught by Gregory Edgeworth, the one man to be responsible for putting a mark on Manfred von Karma's case. Or record, rather. So he literally learned from one of the best. Whew, that was a close shave.
Thank you, Mr. Shields.
No, I'm still leaving the rest to you. Remember what I said? A defense attorney never gives up. The fate of our client rests on our shoulders, after all. It'd be uncool if Uncle Ray didn't put that into practice. Now then, Miles, it's your turn to show you'll never give up.
Right.
Well then, will you listen to my story? Alright, check jail. Uh-oh. That's proper awful. Go to jail? He is in jail. Those are the necessary tags. My story. I believe that the culprit in this case could only have been Dojin. Yep. It was her. Got him. I have no idea what transpired between Dojin and the victim. It simply could have been that Dojin was displeased with him. In any case, he was the one who stabbed the victim to death. He probably had a dog dispose of the body. That is the truth of this case. The victim, Mr. Knightley, was it? I think it is a truly terrible thing.
Taking a man's life, you mean?
That's how you'd go about saying it, isn't it? If only I had been more vigilant, his death would have not happened. That's why I want to clear up his regrets. Warden Roland, how considerate. I'm sure Mr. Knightley in heaven is overflowing with gratitude.
Is gratitude really what Knightley feels?
Yeah, about that, Chief. So, how could he have been displeased with him? They were still playing a chess game. He would be in heaven. Can a murderer get in? Yes, if you atone for your sins, technically. Depending on your religious beliefs, the answer is yes/no. In the case, he was the one to stab the victim to death. How did he do it?
I'd like to hear your thoughts about the circumstances surrounding the murder.
Well, I suppose it was a simple job. During his booking, I learned that the victim had some kind of injury to his neck. He couldn't turn his neck to the right. I remember him saying something like that.
Booking, that's the process one undergoes before being locked up in the detention center. It sounds like you don't really know a lot about Knightley.
I only know a little. In any case, he would have been an easy target for Dojin. Perhaps he used the chisel hidden in the chessboard. How did you know about the chisel hidden in the chessboard? The victim wouldn't have even had a chance to scream.
I see. Your opinion will be a very valuable resource.
Yeah, no, Shelly pulled up on that nigga, gripped his neck, and fucked him up.
Could you add those last statements to your testimony?
Ah, you're making me blush. You're so cute. I'm just kidding. I'll continue. What? Perhaps use the chisel hidden in the chessboard? How the fuck did you know about that? Knightley was a petty bitch, so he was probably killed before any redemption. He's probably in hell. Acro and Godot are probably in heaven. I mean, would Godot even go to jail? Or not jail, but he wouldn't be put on death row. He would definitely get a sentence, but I don't think Godot would have been
executed. Acro for sure. Kill that cripple. But Godot was doing it in defense of somebody. Their circumstances were weird, yes, and he was arrested, but I don't think he would have been put on death row for that. He might be serving life, but with possibility for parole. Because if we think about it, Frank fucking saw it had a possibility at parole in here. Granted, you could say, oh, that's because the judge was using him for nefarious deeds, but at the same time, it's like, well, he wasn't immediately put on death row. He was, but he admitted he doesn't know if he did it to protect someone. Yeah. He said that he didn't know if he did it to protect Maya or atone for what happened in the past. So he felt that he needed to do it. He wanted to do it. So I think with the proper defense attorney, he can get off. And luckily, we know a few of those.
Warden Roland, you are certainly sharp-witted.
Hey, enough with the titles. Call me Patty.
You're not gonna butter me up. I'm gonna cook you.
However, there's something you are a little too knowledgeable about.
Embarrassed? You're such an inexperienced child, Edgeworth, dear.
Fight on, Mr. Edgeworth.
You say you didn't really know much about Knightley. If that's the case, how did you know about the chisel inside the chessboard?
Of course, the entrance check.
Yeah. Shut up, dickhead.
Enough with the poor excuses. The entrance check. The chessboard wasn't something Knightley brought with him. It was brought to him later by Mr. Keyes. He didn't even have it when he arrived here.
That's my mistake. I meant the parcel check.
The plan was to strike down the person attacking Maya, but when he held the blade, all he could think about was killing Dahlia. Even if he didn't get the death penalty, he likely wants death. Yeah. So that's the unfortunate thing I would say about Ace Attorney is that with the few exceptions, you don't really know what happens to a lot of the culprits you put away. Like with Danganronpa, it's very, very obvious on what happens, right? It's like, oh, hey, this person committed murder. All right, kill him. But with Ace Attorney, it's like, all right, this person committed murder. They go to jail. Yeah, Diego Armando is in jail, but Prosecutor Godot is in prison, right? It's you can like give it like a symbolism spin. First old bag, now Roland is harassing Miles. I mean, at least Roland is better, you know? Like, she doesn't want to go off at the mouth 700 times. She doesn't have bad bones. The worst thing she does is she kisses the pet that's around her neck, like directly on the lips. But find me a white woman that doesn't do that.
Even if we assume that, there are still many suspicious points. Why wasn't such a chisel immediately confiscated?
Got him.
Judge Courtney, did you tell anyone about the trick to this chessboard?
I did not.
If no information about our investigation was leaked, then how did you find out? You could not have examined this during the entrance check or parcel check.
Certainly. Someone in the warden's position would never have let a chisel slip by.
Exactly. So answer this, Warden Roland. When and how did you learn about the chessboard's secret? In that case, I shall answer for. It is because...
What? I give up, Edgeworth, dear. It is as you say. I interrogated Knightley. That's how I learned about the chessboard. But please believe me, I didn't kill anyone. Enough. It would appear that we have uncovered some vital information. I'll ask you to testify once more, if that's all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
It took 5 years for Dahlia to be executed, and she has faking kidnapping, 2, possibly 3 murders, and 1 attempted murder under her belt. Yeah. And the worst you can say about Godot is he killed somebody with implications of self-defense or defending another. So, yeah. So it's... She killed Terry and Valerie. Didn't she also kill, what the fuck was his name? The other college student? Whatever the fuck is... Doug Swallow? Yeah. So, 3, potentially thought to be 4, and an attempted murder. No, Terry Falls was the inmate that met up with Valerie Hawthorne during the fake fucking, the fake kidnapping. Terry was not in Kool-Aid? Was he just there? I thought he was. He was in the pharmaceutical department, right? Or, not the pharmaceutical, but the chemistry department, right? Am I crazy? Oh, no, I misread. Yeah, Doug was in college. Yeah. Terry was the prisoner. Yes. See, I'm smart.
No objections here.
Thank you, Edgeworth, dear. I'll do my best. Yeah, Terry was just a pedophile.
Well then, Warden Roland, I trust there will be no lies from here on out.
Her pool of lies is slowly running dry. Soon I will bring out her true nature.
Fuck it up then, cuz. My story part 2. Alright. Wouldn't go so far as to call it an interrogation. I always make sure to talk to all the new arrivals. Mr. Knightley? Yes, we had a little chat. After our talk, he went right back to his cell, I assure you. Okay.
She's piling lies on top of lies, not realizing that it only tightens the noose around her neck.
Yeah, most little chats don't end up with someone stabbed in the neck. Also, if you learned about the chessboard then, why didn't you confiscate it from him? Why did you just allow him to go right back to his jail? Or right back to his holding cell, excuse me. That's right, I'm glad you understand.
Your testimony is not solid evidence. It requires more than just understanding.
Well then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, you may begin your cross-examination.
Alright, time to cook. Why'd you let him go back to his holding cell? You had a little chat after our talk. He went right back to his cell. Yeah, sure. Why? Why didn't you confiscate the fucking chessboard?
If he really returned to his cell, there was no way he would be a corpse.
I know you're suggesting that I killed him during the interrogation, but I couldn't possibly have had a motive to kill Knightley, could I?
Well, no, you thought he was one of Dogen's fucking dogs.
Dogen was the only one I hated, and he had no connection with the victim.
She only hated Dogen. Please add that statement to your testimony.
That was the one I hated, and he had no connection with the victim. Ooh. Hate to break it to your cousin. Ink. But he did. Tap, tap.
Judge Courtney, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Looks like a record of a chess game. Is there something wrong with it?
This was discovered in the victim's cell. It was Knightley's memo. Warden Rowland, you also discovered this note in the very same place. And not just in Knightley's cell, but in Dogen's too, correct?
Well, what are you?
Don't say that you don't know about the chessboard in the special safe.
Shit on.
After all, you would have kept an eye on Dogen's actions, down to the smallest details. No, to be more precise, it wasn't Dogen that you would need to keep an eye on.
The warden was searching for Mr. Dogen's henchmen.
From the start, I found it strange that the warden interrogated the prisoners personally, since he used his henchmen to threaten harm to her family. Warden Rowland interrogated Dogen to expose them.
So, what are you saying?
As you inspected Dogen's mail, you must have known that he played correspondence chess. And then Knightley appeared, with a chess memo in hand. We deduced that he and Dogen were connected. You must have arrived at the same conclusion as well. However, you went on one step too far in your reasoning. You thought Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen, who had come to kill you.
So, that's why you interrogated Knightley, boy. If the boss won't crack, go after his henchmen.
In addition, you discovered something when you were interrogating. Inside his chessboard, you found a portable chisel.
The murder weapon.
To Warden Roland, the chisel was a symbol of Dogen, and it was the final straw. You believed Knightley was one of Dogen's henchmen, and you killed him.
Got him. GG's.
It seems there will be no rebuttal. Judge Courtney, your verdict.
If we get to hold it right here, I'm gonna be pissed.
Though it is incredibly unfortunate, it seems there to be no room for doubt. I shall announce my verdict. For the murder of Horace Knightley.
Ah, son of a bitch. She's doing it.
Twice my sacred verdict has been interrupted. Who was that? Warden Roland? Oh, how strange. You guys really don't understand anything.
It would seem the one who doesn't understand is you.
Me? Oh, I understand one thing very well. There is a huge contradiction in your logic, Mr. Edgeworth.
Once she's cornered, she starts spouting nonsense. Pay it no heed. Judge Courtney, your verdict.
Are you fucking serious? I'm interested in hearing what the warden has to say. What? I thought so. I just have one thing I wanted to say. One? Please take a good look at the autopsy report. The autopsy report, the one I brought with me. I heard exactly what you said, Justine Darling. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches.
Don't say what I said.
Could that tiny chisel really have made a wound 4 inches deep?
I'm already here. You're playing into my hands. I've already figured it out.
How could I have made such an error? Oh, forgive me, goddess of law. Well, I believe that overturns your hypothesis. What will you do now, Mr. Edgeworth?
What'll we do?
It'll be all right, pal. Mr. Edgeworth always.
Whoa, hey now, he's gone all white.
Hey, you're a defense attorney, aren't you? Isn't there something you can do, pal? Do that turnabout thing. Make some earth-shattering objections.
It's crazy that Gumshoe's biggest like reference point for every fucking defense attorney ever is just what Phoenix does. Uncle Ray's a hard worker, but without decisive evidence, we're just whipping a dead horse here.
Does that mean it's hopeless?
The true killer is Warden Roland. If it's not her, then nothing that's happened fits. But the chisel isn't the murder weapon. Are there any other sharp objects here?
Yes.
There are still many mysteries regarding this case. However, we do not have the evidence to solve them at this present time.
No, we do. We definitely do.
We have no choice but to continue this battle in the court.
Objection.
Talk to him. I would just give the killer a chance to destroy the evidence.
Are you mocking the court?
Little bit. No. I didn't mean anything like that. You look perplexed, Miles. Thought of anything yet?
The chisel is not the murder weapon. In that case, what is?
It's no use!
We're back to where we started.
No objections, Prosecutor Edgeworth. By the way, any baseless statements will be punished accordingly.
Long pause.
It's no good. I can't think of anything. I need more time. I regret to say, I have no...
Hold it. It's gotta be Ray. Can't be anybody but Ray. Oh, K. I meant to say K. Classic mix-up of the names. I meant K. I was right. Don't worry about that. Mr. Edgeworth, remember what Mr. Shields said?
If we give up, Simon will... Have you forgotten that sad look on his face? He was the one who suffered the most from Knightley's death. If we can't save him, who will? This is also one of the cases where we don't have too much interaction with our I wouldn't say defendant, because we technically haven't hit the court yet, but person we're supposed to be proving innocent, I guess. If we can't save him, who will? Besides, Simon believes in us, so we can't give up. The accused, there you go. Okay. Miles, looks like you found a good partner. It's like little Kay says, whenever you're backed into a corner, think of your client. Keep fighting until the very end. Isn't that the feeling you're getting? Gregory, your old man, no matter what trouble he faced, he would always turn things around and save his client. You got his blood in you, right? In that case, you're the only one who can turn this around.
Judge Courtney,
The look in your eyes has suddenly changed. If you do intend to speak, you better be prepared to face the consequences. Your logic thus far has been misplaced numerous times. I've been right, nigga. Shut up. If this were to happen again, I will consider you unfit to call yourself a prosecutor, and you will hand over your badge. Fuck a badge, it's defense time.
that's right. My reasoning about this case has indeed been misplaced numerous times. Have I made a grave miscalculation? Wait. My logic is misplaced.
Still silent. I cannot condone this waste of time. Well then.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Edgeworth! I will announce my verdict.
That's it. I have to turn my logic around. My logic isn't misplaced. It's been misled.
Look at that. Fucking instant turn to smug. This court finds the defendant, Simon Keyes. Shake that head, yeah.
Isn't it a little early to hand on a verdict?
I actually think it's rather late. Don't you agree, Justine, darling? Enlighten us. Oh! Shit on. What?
Try to remember. The eyewitness account about his dog and his absence from the ambush. When I first heard that information, my suspicion immediately fell on Doge.
I'm amazed you take such pride in retelling your previous faults or failings.
But that was that not the killer's aim? What if we assume that that was their intention from the start? Of course, the chisels serve the same purpose. Knightley's body was stabbed in the same spot with multiple sharp objects. This shows that he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon was removed. By soaking the chisel in Knightley's blood, the killer wanted to mislead us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. Why? That's because... Why did the killer want us to think the chisel was the murder weapon?
To get Dogan kicked the fuck out.
Warden Roman, you made use of this chisel's image.
Chisel's image? What are you trying to say?
Mr. DeBest, when you see this chisel, what does it suggest to you?
Something like... Dogen is the killer, right?
And now do you understand? That was the warden's aim.
He really said, let's see how a stupid person would think about it. Hey, Sebastian! She wanted us to suspect the person with the chisels.
Indeed, that was her plan from the very beginning. To make Sirhan Dogan out to be the killer.
I understand your logic. It is true that the warden did not think kindly of Dogan. But you understand, don't you? This alone does not prove she is the killer.
As I thought, it's not enough.
I also really do like how Justine is smart. She's just on the wrong side of logic. I think that's my favorite part of this whole case, Miles. Let's ask the fucking idiot what they think. Edgeworth. Yeah, no, I think Justine is. It's very clear to me that Justine is a smart character, right? She knows, or she at least can follow, like, logic paths down their given line and be like, yeah, no, that makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. Of course, it would be like this. And she just follows it to the wrong conclusion. Like, she follows the path and ends up getting the wrong answer, which isn't necessarily her fault, you know? I mean, you can say it is, but I think that it's more so that she's falling into the trap that a lot of people end up falling into, where it's like, if you're not thinking like me, you must be thinking that I am wrong. However, I am not wrong for X, Y, and Z. And that ends up being bait for a lot of people. However, it feels that she's coming around. She's at least willing to listen, right? I find it best to be enjoyably dumb. It's clear Justine is a real threat and DeBest is for comedy's sake. Yeah, of course. They're the real dichotomy. I just wish DeBest wasn't as stupid as he is, because he's being brought to our attention as like this, as like a potential prodigy, and we talked about it a little bit the other day, where it's like he's not the best prodigy there is, and that's very clear from the way he goes about things. But it also would have been nice for the game to have been like, let's give him, and I hope they do that as they build him up, because obviously this is the first episode that he's in, but it seems like right now he's just really here solely for comic relief.
The remaining chance is for me to find what the real murder weapon.
If you have no more evidence, I believe this conversation is over.
I could prove it if I found the real murder weapon.
Shut up, Simon.
It doesn't matter what you say. We did a clean sweep of the place. It is as Sebastian says. In the end, we could not find any weapons. In other words, such proof is impossible.
No, the murder weapon must still be somewhere in the prison. As long as this exists.
The security gate, yeah, nothing could have passed through it.
You remember its name after all.
Are you mocking me? It's because of those things that you can't take metal objects in or out of this place. Oh.
His voice is still perfect. I spoke with his VA in the comment section of an LP once. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Alright. As long as those security gates exist, the murder weapon should still be here.
Did you guys have secret gumshoe weapon number 2? Did you guys look at the alligator?
That also means no weapon could have been brought into the prison. In the end, we're back to that same mystery after all.
Judge Courtney.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, surely you've realized, if the real murder weapon is still in the prison, one must also consider how it got there in the first place.
The chisel was concealed within a chessboard, but the chisel is not the real murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been smuggled in somehow.
The way it was smuggled in. Can you prove that?
A little bit. Imagine if Sebastian goes to Europe and returns for the final case as an actual threat. Imagine thinking Sebastian would even survive in Europe. Yeah, no. Dog. Imagine Sebastian going up against Apollo in court and getting fucking cooked. Going up against Apollo or Phoenix on his own in court. And just getting fucking cooked. You know, with this though, with the, he would get cooked by Athena too? Let's calm down there. Athena with Simon assist, he would get cooked by. But, Athena gets bailed out a little bit too much. It would be a mid difficulty for Athena. Athena would have a slow. It wouldn't be free. Like, it wouldn't be the beating of a century, but she would definitely win. I'm not saying Athena would lose to Sebastian at best, but she wouldn't fucking make him look like an absolute moron all the time. But yeah, no, it would have been like. But thinking about this particular episode, this could have all been a court case, right? If Justine would have been presiding as the judge, if they brought on Sebastian to take over in court as the prosecutor, and then kick Miles over to defense. That would have been a serious cause for us to go into a courtroom. But I guess not. We're talking about 5-2 and a first to 5 as opposed to 100-0 and a first to 100 that Phoenix and Apollo would deliver. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, Ben. I know the timeline would make zero sense. What about Gregory versus the best? Dog, I need to see Gregory Edgeworth in action. I need to see that man.
How Warden Roland brought the weapon into the prison.
Yeah, you had evidence transferred. Got him. GG's. You brought his knife.
That's it. She could have used that. This shows another way a weapon could have been brought into the prison.
Technically the evidence? So, the bells? The knife has been confiscated. I guess that's the evidence? Question mark? Alright, yeah. That was a little bit, weird, but I guess.
Yesterday, Dogan said this.
My bells. There are only 2 in the world. Custom made. Attached to my knife in Anubis' collar. Yep. Pika just pulled up on our 0-2 mile run. Eh. PK's a nice MG. I would use her more, but I just don't really have a need to with the other 5-star MGs I got. Speaking of which, yesterday ended up crafting fucking MG4. I just wanted a melee, damn it. I've run out of ammo. I have no ammo. And I keep getting 5-star MGs. I just want the 4-star. Give me the 4-star. We're not on rate up anymore. Just give me the 4-star.
It's possible the murder weapon was brought in as confiscated evidence.
What?
Dogan's knife was confiscated and stored on the premises. Furthermore, a bell was attached to the knife.
It can't be. The bell on that chisel.
Exactly. The killer took it from the knife and reattached it to the chisel.
But the only fingerprints on the chisel are Knightley's.
The killer probably wore gloves when they made the switch. She made the chisel out to be the murder weapon by attaching Dogan's bell, and in doing so made Dogan appear to be the culprit. Furthermore, the handling of the set of evidence that this bell originally belongs to was only possible for someone with the proper authority.
Just thinking about the bunny girl before you hit crap button. Yeah, look. I try. I try every single time.
Oh, sir, who had that authority?
Why don't we ask the warden what she thinks? You can find bells anywhere. Anyone could have attached it, right?
Not this specific bell, only 2 exist.
I see, so you don't know. These bells are Dogan's trademarks. There are only 2 in the world.
You thought, huh, dumbass? I haven't seen the beginning of this case, but did Simon sneak the chisel in for Knightley? Yeah, Knightley had it in the chessboard, and he asked Simon to go get it, and then Simon brought it to him.
And so, attaching the bell would naturally make you the killer.
Do you have evidence that I have the knife? You don't, do you?
Of course, I understand. In that case, Mr. the Best, I'd like to request an investigation. Immediately.
But if you find it, it'd be problematic for me.
That doesn't fucking matter. It is necessary that we reveal the truth. You are a prosecutor, are you not?
Well, even if you say that.
Curse this useless prosecutor. If only I still had investigative rights.
Besides, we can't investigate without the warden's permission, right?
There's no way she would approve. We have no choice but to investigate ourselves.
If you don't have evidence, there's no use in continuing this conversation. The goddess of law does not smile upon those with no evidence. This will have to be continued in the courtroom.
No, just somebody come look at the gator. Gumshoe, pull out the metal detector. Everybody, just look at the gator. Everybody, please. All right, let me go and fucking craft real quick. All right. I'm not gonna get her. I know I'm not. 3 hours, 20 minutes? Definitely not. 1 hour, 50 minutes? Definitely not. Damn it. I haven't done my crafts for today. That's the point.
Not good. If we were to give the Warden more time here, we should definitely destroy the evidence. It seems like I have no choice but to raise an objection and stall for time. But I don't have anything definite. Is that really acceptable?
Not just any bunny girl. Yeah, the one bunny girl. One specific one with an LMG.
Is it really like me to do something this reckless? No, not good. Now is not the time for hesitation. Right now I'm not a prosecutor, but an attorney's assistant. I need to protect my client. I'm the only one who can save him now. In that case, even if it's a 1 in a million chance, I have to take it. Sink or swim. Should I raise an objection?
Yes, always. Has there ever been an instance? I assume there has been that I haven't been paying attention to. But has there been an instance where I go to raise an objection where it's the wrong thing to do? I think someone was with Mo or Furio. Really? I can't remember, but I can't. Yeah, I think there has. I just can't remember what it is.
It almost feels like I've been turned into a certain bluffing defense attorney. But right now I can't come to a standstill here.
It's not common, yeah.
Hold it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what now? I just realized something.
What would that be? Pray tell.
Naturally, the whereabouts of the real murder weapon. Dogen's knife.
Mr. Edgeworth, is that really true?
Yes, though it is a lie.
There have been instances where it's like, do I have the evidence to prove this? And it's like, obviously I don't. But I don't think there's been like moments where it's like raise an objection and it's been wrong. Miles has really grown as a character. Look at him back in Investigations 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, no. Miles Edgeworth has really stepped into his own as a different character. Niggas want to talk to me about some fuckhead named Zuko. This is the best character development.
Oh, you underestimate me. The word bluff does not exist in my dictionary. This is bad for my heart.
There's no way you could know. Besides, because such a thing doesn't even exist. Zuko, yeah. People want to talk to me about some fuckhead fire-throwing idiot. And I want to show them some real character development.
Well then, could you enlighten us? Where's the real murder weapon?
Think. Somewhere in the police didn't look. A blind spot in this animal field prison. A hiding place the warden would have complete confidence in. Hiding place. Come to think of it.
Yep. Mouth.
The same method. No, it couldn't be, could it? But there aren't that many ways to hide things from an investigator's eyes.
Investigator? How about we investigate the gator?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, how long do you intend to keep us waiting?
It's possible, but I'm taking a big gamble here. The place where the real murder weapon is hidden is here.
Courtyard then, I guess? Because that's where the alligator is. Maybe I gotta be exact on this one. Alligator pool.
Here in the courtyard?
Indeed.
That's not enough information. Please show us in more detail.
Where is the real murder weapon hidden?
Slide to the left. Gator mouth. Everybody clap your hands.
That's it. Back then.
Yep. We got the beeps.
course, that's why the metal detector reacted. Judge Courtney, I'd like you to take a look at this.
The chisel. Wasn't that just a fake murder weapon?
Dogan hid this chisel inside his dog's mouth, and the real murder weapon was hidden in very much the same way.
Yeah.
The real murder weapon is in the pond inside the alligator.
What? What?
We can confirm that the metal detector reacted to the alligator. Judge Courtney, please have the insides of this alligator examined.
I give my consent. We'll have to call a veterinarian. I can make that little girl open her mouth. Can I help? Regina, let's go!
Yes, go ahead.
Get that gator open.
Warden Roland, discovering the real murder weapon will settle this matter once and for all. Why don't you do the honorable thing and confess now?
I wonder if Regina being here is a redemption for Turnabout Big Top, or a potential redemption for it. Because obviously there is no need to have Regina here, right? But having that direct callback potentially, we'll never know unless we talk to the devs or the person that brought that idea up in the fucking storyboard room.
Oh, what would I have to confess?
In that case, you can just wait for your fate to be sealed.
NRG.
Ah, we found it, sir. Just where you said it would be.
It's over. Patricia Roland, the real murder weapon is none other than Dogan's knife. And the one who murdered Horace Knightley can only be you.
You're the only one! Dogan was the evil one. I didn't do anything wrong. It was completely reasonable. That guy was one of Dogan's henchmen. Him. If only he had never come to my home, I could at least still be happy. My special paradise. He ruined it, all of it. Him, that no-good assassin. Him.
Break down, break down. Break down, break down. There goes the fox! What? Oh. They were all foxes. She wasn't wearing a coat at all. Now, hold on. She kind of had them yams on her. Hold on. March 28th, 12th. I thought it was a bit weird that the person who seems to love animals would be wearing a big-ass fur coat, but I was kind of just overlooking it the whole time. March 28th, 12:34 p.m., Detention Center, hallway. Mr. the Best of the Best, we have the results.
The best of the best. Looks like even the forensics officers have it tough.
We found traces of Knightley's blood on Dogan's knife. It was just like you said. You're the best, Mr. the Best.
All right, good job, but don't stop there. Keep the praise coming.
Yes, sir. You're so incredible. It brings tears to my eyes.
From sorrow?
Well done, Sebastian. Next comes the follow-up investigation. Huh? What are you talking about, Justine? Hasn't the case been solved already?
We have not yet confirmed if Knightley truly was one of Dogan's henchmen. There is also a chance that Warden Roland jumped to the conclusion, or jumped to conclusions.
Oh!
That is the remaining uncertainty in this case.
Anyway, let's keep investigating. A faux fox coat. Amazing.
Hey, you there, come with me. Since I'm the best, the truth will appear before me first. When that moment arrives, make sure you don't miss it.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to witnessing your first-rate ability. Let's go!
We live in troubling times, wouldn't you agree? The would-be assassin of the president was found murdered in prison.
Knightley had not planned to assassinate the president.
The truth is not as vital as you seem to believe it to be. Not to the world, and not to the law.
That can't be right.
Believe what you will. However, as long as Prosecutor Edgeworth remains as a prosecutor, it is an inescapable reality.
Prosecutor is not someone who demands a guilty verdict. That is what I believe.
Don't swing. Okay. He may not be trying very hard, but he's trying. Like, he's not, you do this for me, but he's trying to do stuff. He just sucks. Yeah, he's a little bit too big for his britches, but he's not, like, hyper cocky about it.
If you will not submit to that, you will do well to prepare for the consequences.
I wonder if it's because, like, he comes from a long line of really good prosecutors with that name. That'll be pretty interesting.
What's that supposed to mean, pal? Don't tell me you're gonna...
What are you talking about over there?
Now then, this is where I must take my leave, for Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Judge Courtney is right. The law should not serve any one person's desires. However, if the truth is bent as a result of that, can that really be called justice?
Hey, Simon.
Ah, Simon!
And hello, Money.
Boss! What happened? They said you come out They said you could come out already?
Well, honestly, I don't know for sure. All of a sudden, they were like, "You're free to go, and you should thank Mr. Edgeworth."
Well, that's because he found out who the real murderer was.
Really? He did? Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, no way, no way, no way! Even if you glare at me like that, it's useless. I'm innocent after all. You can't make me guilty.
Simon, you should thank him, you know.
You're right. Thank you very much.
I want to thank you too.
Good grief.
Mr. Defense Attorney, can I ask you just one more question?
Yes, you may, but I'm not a defense attorney.
I thought that Knightley and I were friends. No, I mean best friends. I always thought we were...
You don't think so anymore?
Well, I'm just wondering. There were some things I had no idea about. Like how he could hate someone enough to kill them.
Case restart today, most definitely. I said it on Twitter. I would never lie. I never freeze.
That's why maybe he never trusted me either.
Simon, that's not true.
You're lying, because if I had known, I could have stopped him. I would have told him he had no need to be angry with anyone.
Mr. Keyes, I don't think he disliked you either. Let's show him proof that Knightley trusted him.
You asked you'd bring you the fucking chessboard.
Take that! That's what I gave to...
Knightley hid a chisel inside it, most likely to aid in his escape.
Escape? He used me?
No, he trusted you.
Yeah, he trusted in you. He knew you'd bring it to him without looking into it, and without question. And in doing just that, you were caught up in everything.
Knightley, you idiot!
Looks like he gets it, unless you delete the tweet. Hey, look, that tweet was still the truth. I said I would be streaming later. I didn't say how much later. Think of this as not a on-time stream, it is a late stream from yesterday. In my perspective, I never lied. Looks like he gets it.
Simon is not as dumb as he looks after all. I'm sure he'll be back to normal by tomorrow.
Well, is that supposed to be a compliment?
Ooh, I'll be strong. I'll become a splendid wild animal tamer for Knightley's sake.
Excellent, that's the spirit.
I don't like that sprite. This set of animations is not great.
Ah, I almost forgot. If you'd like, please come to our next show.
Very Big Circus. Max Galactica! Yeah!
I'll also be performing in it.
The
Very Big Circus is always fabulous and fun for all ages. Wow, that sounds like fun. Let's go, Mr. Edgeworth. Max and Regina are the two bearable parts of 2-3. Not great, yeah. Like, not great as in, like, it's creepy. Yeah, there's my Max Galactica cameo. That's fine enough for me. Well, we need to get back to practicing right away. You'll be with Regent today.
What? The tiger? No way, no way, no way!
It'll be fine. He's a good boy.
No way. Is there no way? There's no way it'll be fine. Please cut me a break, boss.
And there they go. But man, bravo, bravo. You really put on a good show today, Miles.
It's all thanks to you, Mr. Shields. Without your help, she might have gotten away. Not to mention allowing us to continue the investigation.
Oh man, cut it out already. You're gonna make me blush.
I never know when you are being serious.
Uncle Ray's always serious. So how was it, Miles? How did it feel to be a defense attorney? To save people?
A defense attorney.
Look, that really took me back. Just like being next to your old man again. It's been a while since I felt this good. Ah, Ray's gonna fucking die, isn't he?
It was, well, it's somewhat difficult to say it was a good thing.
Come on, Miles. Are you sure you don't want to be a defense attorney?
What?
You know, pick up where your father left off. Don't you want to save people like he did? What are you talking about, pal? Mr. Edgeworth is a prosecutor. But is it really that unusual for a prosecutor to become a defense attorney these days? Unusual isn't the problem here. Hey, don't be so upset. It's normal, you know? Normal. It's not normal, pal. You'd all make for a powerful defense team.
Mr. Shields, I'm a prosecutor.
And Uncle Ray is a defense attorney. That's why. I'm being serious about this. That's just my opinion. Feel free to drop by any time if you have a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you. Whoop-de-whoop Basel. There he goes.
Follow in my father's footsteps.
If attorney could be a prosecutor, could it really be difficult in the ace attorney world to... Well, no, it's not. Because we had look at fucking 3-5. Look what happened in 3-5 where a Phoenix was in the hospital and was like, Miles, you gotta do me a solid one, homie. You gotta be a prosecutor. Or you gotta be a defense attorney. Just for one day. Just for one day. And he did it. Yeah, he was slightly undercover. He was kind of hiding it, but it shows that it's not that crazy. Like, the mentality is still there, right? It's still possible. I think it wasn't so much official as it was showing the possibility of it.
Me, become a defense attorney.
You meant like Godot in specific? Yeah, of course. Young Edgeworth. Y-U-N-G. Oh, the hat. Okay. Dog. Gregory Edgeworth. That's who's in the fucking silhouette. There we go. That's a... Yeah, okay. The Inherited Turnabout. That's actually... Greg Edgeworth kind of looks... He kind of look a little sauced up. Hold on. But here we go. The Inherited Turnabout. Episode 3. Alright. 3 p.m. decoration special. Cake. What's for dessert today?
And Jeff Masters, piece of cake.
What the fuck was that? Hey! Ah!
It's so fucking loud! Dog! Why did it fucking explode? I don't even care about you, ass. I hope you both die. Let's cook again today? No. Move. This isn't Rachel Ray. Where are my 30-minute meals at? Jesus Christ. This program sure brings back memories. Gregory. Tomorrow, I'm heading towards that fateful place with your son. To find out the truth of 18 years ago. Check jail in a second for the guy who Gregory Edgeworth is clearly based on. Uh-oh. That sounds dangerous. You really had to go and post To Kill a Mockingbird screenshots. For why? There was no need for this. April 2nd, 10:05 a.m., Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. Alright. Here we go. Everyone had to read that in high school? Of course. Of course.
Mr. Shields, isn't it about time you told me what this is all about? Why did you bring me to this museum with you?
You're not busy now, are you, Miles? I thought it would be nice if we could share the romance of the constellations together.
I beg your pardon, but I would like to leave.
Sorry. Just a joke. Do you know about the final case your father worked on? Son of a bitch. Is this where are we just going to be solving the IS-7 incident? I need another good strong look at Greg before I can determine who he actually looks like to me. Cause this also explains why what's the glasses. Bad eyesight is in the fucking family. Alright. But yeah, no, I just I couldn't really get too much of a who he actually looks like.
Yes, Manfred von Karma showed it to me immediately after I became a prosecutor. I reviewed the case file again last night after you invited me here.
Yeah, every case gets its own designation. SL6 was Gregory's murder. It wasn't his the last case he worked on. Technically, the last case he worked on would be the case that fucking Manfred von Karma got the mark from, right? So IS-7 is... Oh, please tell me we get some flashbacks. Please tell me we get some flashbacks. Oh! Look at him! He got the point down pat. Hold on. Wasn't that the DL6? Yes. There's too many. DL6 was the fucking Greg's murder.
When I was young, I loved watching my father do battle in the courtroom. During that trial, it was my father, the defense attorney Gregory Edgeworth, against...
Show him. Yeah!
My former mentor, Prosecutor Manfred von Karma. And while the trial ended with the defendant being declared guilty,
it was forged evidence. I see. So you were there too, at Gregory's final trial. Yeah, what was the... It was SL9. SL9 was the one from 1.5. That's what I got it mixed up with. It's SL6... It's SL9 DL6. There we go. In that case, I'll cut to the chase and tell you what you want to know. The truth about the IS-7 incident. It happened 18 years ago, during the winter. All the buildings were covered in snow, coating the entire town like a layer of frosting. And it was in this very place that the incident occurred. Are we gonna reinvestigate it? Ooh! Young Ray? Hold on. That nigga kind of dressed like how I dress. This was all before Uncle Ray became a defense attorney. 18 years ago. Well, there's my flashback that I wanted. Yeah, SL9 was the 1-5 case in particular. The Damon Gant stuff. With, whatever the fuck his name was in Emma. December 24th, 5 p.m., detention center, visitors room. It's almost Christmas, but that means it wasn't Christmas yet. Okay, so we have Greg and we have young Ray. I wasn't sure of the colors on the black and white screenshot, but he's wearing a short sleeve shirt, button down over top of his long sleeve shirt. Look at the stance on Greg. Man is stamped up. Young without the O, Ray. Mr. Edgeworth, this request sure was sudden, don't you think? Dog. Look at him. With the coat on, he kind of looks like Commissioner Gordon, like without the mustache. Can anybody else see that? Because I see that. Yeah, he also wears his badge on his coat lapel. That's pretty neat.
Indeed. We were contacted immediately after the client was arrested. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I brought my assistant, Raymond, with me to meet our client, but...
Murder on Christmas Eve? This is just too much. In the darkness, yeah. Miraculous meeting. Stop singing to me. I have a problem with songs right now. Especially from you. You innocent, guilty nigga. Dog. The fucking guard dropping down to a knee and doing jazz hands is awful. Amazing. So this is what meeting a client is like. It all happened so suddenly, I was completely surprised.
I'm also surprised.
I'll try not to, because I don't want to give him the like posh accent, because that's clear that Miles got that only from studying under Von Karma, right? 1,000 pardons for startling you. I'm merely expressing my happiness through song. Welcome one and all. I greatly appreciate you coming.
So, you're the client for this case?
Indeed.
My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney.
Slick back hair. I fuck with it. The translation team does not know why or how that audio glitch happens. Well, glitches are glitches. Whatever causes them, I cannot be certain until we actually know. But if the actual people responsible for doing the patch don't know, I don't know, y'all don't know. As long as it doesn't happen again and scare the piss out of me, I'll be fine.
I'll be representing you in court.
It is not perfect.
This is my assistant, Raymond Shields.
Nice to meet you. I'll do my best to help you.
Relax, Raymond. Please, excuse his jitters. He's working part-time in my office as an apprentice. I thought I'd let him assist me in this investigation.
So, Mr. Gregory and Raymond, correct? I am pleased to make your acquaintance.
The job involves saving my clients from crimes in which they were falsely accused. First, I should determine if he's truly innocent. First, I would like to know more about you.
I forgot to introduce myself. Jeffrey Master. Yeah, from the Master and, what was the fucking show? It was Master and Hall. Hall and Oates, niggas. Alright, that's the only spot it happens, and it's consistent. That's interesting. What? You mean you're Master Jeff? The world's greatest pastry chef, Jeff Master, the Master Chef? Yeah, I'm honored that you have heard of me. All of my fans call me Master Jeff. Wowzers! I'm totally starstruck. I can't believe I get to meet Master Jeff. Master Chef, that's the bun? Yeah. Jeff Masters, or Master... Jeffrey Masters, right?
Chef Master. Yeah, I get it.
Raymond seems to know quite a bit about Mr. Master.
Master Jeff makes fantastic desserts while putting on a song and dance show. Oh, okay. Not again. Raymond? Gregory Edgeworth has had enough. Jazz hands again.
I got caught up in their song myself.
Woohoo! I'm so happy that I got to sing with Master Jeff. It's my dream come true. Also, I just noticed that that he has his notepad and he's writing down. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to hear that as well. Fix your tie.
Mr. Master, Raymond, shall we return to the matter at hand?
Yes, of course. My sincerest apologies for making you wait. Now, where should we start? Alright, Jeff Master.
You are the world's greatest pastry chef, but you are also skilled in song and dance?
Yes, when I'm having a good time, my body just moves to the rhythm by itself.
You seem to enjoy making desserts from the bottom of your heart.
If you don't have a good time making desserts, you won't make anything good. Creating desserts that bring happiness to one and all is the purpose in my life. Master Jeff's desserts are practically works of art. They sparkle and look so delicious. He's famous for his dreamlike desserts.
Bringing happiness to all with his dreamlike desserts, huh?
Alright, about the case.
The incident occurred in your estate, is that correct?
Yes. That's where the Great Dessert Contest was being held. It seems that the body was discovered in one of my creations. Oh. They found it in one of your desserts? Is that a big-ass piece of chocolate? What was that? For that reason, I was arrested by the detective in charge of the initial investigation. Ooh, I wonder who the detective's gonna be then. Ooh, you know who it could be? You know who it could be? Ooh, you know who it could be that they could bring back? Where is he at? Show me the lollipop man. Show me Tyrell Bad.
I would never do something as vile as rob someone of their life. I'm certain that the police will also realize that they have made a mistake.
Really?
Do you know anything about the victim?
He was a man named Isaac Dover. He was one of the competitors in the contest. Okay. Wait. Oh, no. I just thought he looked like the girl. Okay. I just thought he was the girl. Never mind. He was one of the competitors in the contest. He was a wonderful man who made desserts of the highest beauty. Why did he have to die?
I see. He truly seems to be grieving over the victim's death. I believe I have sufficient understanding of Mr. Master's personality. Mr. Master, before I accept your request, there is one final matter I must confirm. You did not kill Mr. Dover. Can I take your word for it?
Isaac Dover, I Stover, I hate it here, yeah.
Yes, that is correct. I did not kill him. No matter what happens, I would never take another person's life. Those aren't the eyes of a liar.
Dog, Gregory Edgeworth is too powerful. I see why he had to die.
I understand. I believe you. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us.
The pleasure is all mine. I am grateful to speak with someone other than a detective.
Next, we shall begin our investigation of the crime scene. We will report back with our findings once we have finished. Mr. Gregory Raymond, I wish you good luck.
December 24th, 6 p.m., contest venue, Fountain Patio.
Whew, it sure is cold outside. I didn't expect it to be snowing this hard.
Indeed, a blizzard like this will probably not clear up for a while.
But even so, this mansion is ginormous. So this is what Master Jeff's place is like, huh?
If you're gonna hold a contest in your own home, you wouldn't need this much space after all.
It's always sad when we do a case knowing the outcome. I mean, even still, I think for this, it's going to be more so the fan service interactions that we're going to get, because assumably, this is way before Gumshoes, so I have a feeling Tyrell has to show up. Detective Bat has to show up. Von Karma has to show up. And we get to see Von Karma as he was prosecuting, right? Because we kind of saw him in the previous investigation game, but he showed up for like all of fucking 5 seconds, right? So now we get to see a little bit more of him, I assume. Welcome. Thank you for coming. To the girl.
Oh my, are you okay? I'm so very sorry. Would you happen to be Monsieur Edgeworth?
Yeah, I'm Gregory Edgeworth.
And I'm his assistant, Raymond Shields. Greetings and welcome, Monsieur Edgeworth and Monsieur Shields. Please call me Catherine Hall.
Oh no. Raymond. Raymond? Catering Hall, Catering Hall. I hate it here, yeah.
I'm in charge of the household affairs of the estate and am also Monsieur Mastier's assistant. Ah, no way! You're the famous Kate, aren't you? You know of me? Of course I do. I see you on TV all the time. I'm a big fan of Piece of Cake. Oh, goodness. I'm glad to hear that you're a fan.
Tell me, what is this piece of cake?
It's a TV show that blew out my eardrums 5 mere minutes ago. Master Jeff and Kate sing and dance while they make delicious treats. Just like this.
No, 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 no. You motherfuckers. Dog, if there's another police officer that comes from the left side of the screen doing jazz hands, I'm gonna lose it. Turbo time? I don't have that button fucking, like, mapped.
Oh, Monsieur Shields, that was incredible. I always practice along with the show.
Maybe I should tell my son about this show.
But man, doing this dance repeatedly sure works up your appetite. Pardon my inconsideration. I've forgotten to take care of our guests. Please relax and have some tea.
Clatter, clatter. I don't know how long this is gonna go on for, but we might go to the end of this beginning here.
Oh, this is some fine Ceylon tea.
Also, one sec. Yeah! Polishing it every day has become my routine. Nice. Got Raymond, 18. Yeah. Aiming to be a lawyer. Jeff Masters, 39. My client, regarded as the world's greatest pastry chef. Isaac Dover, 38. Victim in this case. Found dead inside Mr. Masters' dessert. How you're supposed to drink that from one of the corners? I would assume. It's the only way that makes sense.
I hear the aroma of citrus does wonders for your concentration.
I see, so this is what Ceylon tea smells like.
Oh, these saucers are chilled.
Yes, they help cool the tea more quickly for people who are bad with hot beverages.
I see. These teacups also have a wonderful design.
Oh, thank you very much. They are one of the few pride and joys of our estate, ordered directly from France. They were made by the famed sculptor Pierre Hoquet.
Pierre Hoquet? I don't get that one. Or is it supposed to be Hawk? Pierre Hawk? Pure Hawk? Pure Hoquet? I don't get it.
They're absolutely my favorite articles of tableware. Is it a French saying? Okay. I happen to be not. I think it's okay. I'm not a EU man, so I don't know how to speak French.
You seem to greatly appreciate this man's works.
Yes, they're like treasures to me.
She appears to be very honest about what she likes. Thank you, Miss Hall, but it's time for us to move on to business. Are there any details that you can give us about the incident?
Ah, you're right. I sometimes get so distracted welcoming guests that I forget myself. To tell the truth, I was the one who discovered Monsieur Dover's body.
Saw your title had to join. Hey, man. Miles, fuck a badge, Edgeworth. I'm not here as a prosecutor. Fuck this badge. Defense attorney time.
So, you were the first one to discover the body. Is it true that the body was discovered in one of Mr. Master's desserts?
Yes, it was during the judging of the Great Dessert Contest.
It's rather a pun in Japanese, but I'll explain it later. God damn it. Ben is just a liar. It's a French saying, but it's a pun in Japanese, and now he's a liar. You bastard.
I heard the sound of something breaking from Monsieur Master's room.
Yep. No, he wasn't. You found a body instead. So somebody pushed over the dessert on accident?
When I looked inside the room, I saw Monsieur Dover's body inside the treasure chest.
Thank you very much. Sorry to have made you recall such a painful memory.
No, I should be the one apologizing for not being much help.
A body has been discovered.
Now then, I believe it's time to start investigating the crime scene.
Monsieur Edgeworth, Monsieur Shields, please find some way to save Monsieur Master. Monsieur Master is not someone who could commit murder.
Yes, of course.
Just leave it to us, and I shall entrust it to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to continue serving tea to the other inspectors.
Raymond, let's head to the crime scene.
Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey! Look at him. There he is. Who's that? Who's that? Who could that be? December 24th, 6:30 p.m. Contest venue, Master's Room.
Wow, this whole thing is made of chocolate. I can't believe I'm actually seeing Master Jeff desserts up close.
Where this crime was not the scene of a murder, I admit I too would have been delighted in this occasion.
Now that you reminded me it's a murder scene, I'm getting shivers down my spine.
Perhaps it's because this room is cold to begin with.
Now that you mention it, this room is really cold. Don't sneeze and cover your mouth, Raymond. Oh, he heard.
Never expected the defense attorney to show up so early.
Dog. These two is just big dick energy together.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Jeff Masters' defense attorney, Gregory Edgeworth. This is my assistant, Raymond.
How do you do?
Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide.
Mr. Bad, the detective in charge of this case, a man of few words.
Whoa. Ray? Buddy? Get that paper out of your mouth? Tastes kind of bitter. Did you...
He ate the paper? He likes to digest his memos in his stomach as well as in his mind.
Ray, what the fuck? He takes notes and then eats the... somebody confiscate his notepad.
It's just a strange happiness. Please don't be too concerned. It would probably be too much to ask him not to be concerned at all. More importantly, Detective Bad, will you give us permission to participate in the investigation? Permission denied.
Why? Mr. Edgeworth is Master Jeff's defense attorney.
Defense attorneys plant false evidence to try and get their not guilty verdict.
Had to cough. Ugh. Yeah, no, Ray just, I understand why he's so aloof now.
I don't want their kind to disturb the crime scene.
Mr. Edgeworth never used false evidence to defend his client.
I can't trust that coming from a defense attorney. Do the police still suspect Mr. Master even after the investigation? If we did it, we wouldn't have arrested him. I believe that Mr. Master is innocent. That's why I've come to investigate. Believing in his innocence without investigating the crime scene? How naive. That's why I would like your permission to investigate. By investigating this crime scene, I want to ascertain if my thinking was naive or not. So you don't intend to leave until you've investigated the crime scene? Yes.
Fine. It's also neat, it's neat that this is Tyrell before he goes through that whole, I need to have a reminder of the mistakes I made. Yeah, he doesn't have the bullet holes in his coat. That's exactly what I was getting to. He doesn't have the bullet holes in his coat or tie yet. Because he hasn't progressed that far down his character path.
Fine then. I'll give you permission to investigate the crime scene.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, it's a small lollipop.
But I'll be accompanying you. I can't trust you defense attorneys after all.
So, he would be what, 42? Yeah, 42, because he was 60 in Investigations 1. Eagle-eyed homicide detective in charge of his case. The strong, silent type. Neat. Is Bad going for a gun with that sprite? He actually could be then. He could actually be reaching for his gun. Because he has no need to start checking behind him yet. He very well could be reaching for his gun. Until we see him pull out that mirror, then he could just be reaching for his gun.
If you understand that, you can begin your investigation.
That's a lollipop?
I'm a little surprised myself. Alright, let's begin the investigation. Raymond, be sure to take notes on the case.
Leave it to me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Just begin already.
Alright. Contest venue, master's room. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Oh, yeah, it's not... Dog. It is, so instead of... It's not Miles and Edgeworth, it's Greg and fucking Tyrell Bad. This, like, based on appearance alone is heat. Imagine these two going, like popping up in one of the actual Ace Attorney games. That would be sick. Alright, let's look at the crime scene.
So, this is where the body was discovered. Yeah, the body had been removed, but otherwise, the crime scene has remained untouched.
Alright, body outline, examine.
It seems that the body was discovered inside of this chocolate treasure chest. The person who discovered it was Miss Hall.
Yeah, she heard I assume the ship fall? She heard something fall in here. We can only assume it's the ship because that's what cracked the treasure chest. Which would mean that the ship wasn't stable on what it was on. Either that, or it was, because this room is chilled, maybe it wasn't chilled at the moment and the chocolate melted a little bit and was able to crash on top of the treasure chest.
She heard the sound of something breaking inside this room and came in.
Alright, breaking sound. Logic.
I'd like a little more information about this. What's this? Something has been dropped inside the treasure chest. This is... It seems to be some kind of seal with the design and initials carved into it.
Looks like what is it, fucking H9? Ooh, oh, what the fuck? It was, the fucking French guy's name was Pierre Hoquet, right? So backwards, if you're pressing that into something, it would be PH. Interesting.
I don't know if it was the victims, but we should take it for now.
Thanks. Signet crest added to the court record. Alright, so let's see what's over here. Oh, something broke.
Seems that the support stand, the stand supporting the ship has been broken.
Alright, we have a couple pieces of logic. I assume the breaking sound and the broken stand go together. The ship tipped over and broke the treasure chest, didn't it? Ah, maybe. Could the victim have been crushed by the ship and killed?
If that were the case, this would have been an accidental death. You two aren't serious about that, right? Well, we were only discussing one of the possibilities.
I was being pretty serious, though.
Detective Bad, I would like you to tell me about the state of the victim. If you mean a photo of the body, here, look at it all you like.
Yeah, it seems that head was bashed in.
Seems the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object.
Alright. Blunt object.
Has the murder weapon been found? You should try asking the prosecutor in charge later. It seems he doesn't intend to tell me, frankly. So, may I borrow this photograph? Sure, it's not a photo that was taken by the police. Miss Hall took a photo of the body with an instant camera when she discovered it.
An instant camera? Is that like a disposable camera?
An instant camera is a camera that can develop its film right after taking a picture.
Such a convenient camera exists?
Anyway, let's go over the state of the crime scene a little bit. This photo, upon closer inspection, contradicts the state of the crime scene. I'll have to deduce the contradiction to resolve this matter.
Can I even? I assume I look at the ship, or look at the, look where the chest was, rather. Time for Greg voice clips. Pog, I can't wait to see how he sounds. I assume... Wait. Yeah, it has to be, like, right here, right? The blood is missing. Oh, that cut in is fire. Says the same exact thing in a thought.
Eureka!
Oh, okay. So yeah, it doesn't sound as posh or quote-unquote pretentious as Edgeworth, which makes sense.
Are you sure the only thing the police removed from this body, the crime scene, was the body? They also took away the piece of cloth the body was wrapped in. In that case, a major contradiction has been created at the crime scene. Contradiction? Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The blood stain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the blood stain being cleaned up. I'll check with forensics.
Mr. Edgeworth, what happened?
Comparing the photo and the crime scene, something struck me as being out of place. In the photo, the chocolate underneath the body remained intact inside the treasure chest. However, in the actual crime scene, it's missing.
The chocolate with the bloodstain has completely vanished.
Yes, did the police remove it, or was this the work of a criminal? According to forensics, no one has cleaned up any bloodstains. I see. Well, that would mean someone erased the bloodstain. Who knows?
Crime scene notes updated in the court record. Neat. So somebody cleaned up the blood. That makes sense. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and get some of these logic pieces out of here. Breaking sound, broken stand. Simple enough, but fuck it. We got it.
Due to the broken stand, the ship lost its balance. It would seem Miss Hall entered the room upon hearing the ship collapse.
Yeah, when Miss Hall entered the room, the ship had already fallen over. Finally replaying Three Houses with the Ashmol's DLC, and I forgot how much I enjoyed Manuela and Hanneman's sitcom arch nemesis relationship. It wasn't one of the things like I like got too much of a kick out of. Like I kind of saw it and I was like, after the fourth or fifth time, I was kind of like, we get it. You guys don't like each other.
At any rate, I wonder why the stand broke.
All right.
Maybe there was something wrong with the ship's balance in the first place. Is that really true?
All right. Let's go ahead and look around a little bit more. What the fuck is over here? We got some barrels. One has a telescope on it.
It appears to be a display of sailing equipment.
There's also the possibility that one of these is the murder weapon.
No, it looks like these pieces were all made out of chocolate. You can't beat someone to death with these.
Misleading.
At any rate, they all have such good craftsmanship or workmanship that they look just like the real thing. It really speaks about the level of skill Mr. Master has in his craft.
Yeah. What's this over here?
Elegant tableware and cookware are placed on the counter. It looks like the same tea set Miss Hall was using earlier.
Was Master Jeff drinking this black tea? Is that supposed to be a break on the left side of the moon there? How cold does this room have to be for things not to melt? Very cold. Chocolate has a very weird working point where it just doesn't want to stay, you know, at its actual temperature when big things like that, like, similarly, because people are going to be touching these things occasionally, right? So you have to make sure it doesn't melt under human temperature, which means you have to offset the natural body heat. So it's a little bit different. M&M's invented to be the unmeltable snacks. Yeah, and yet when you hold M&M's in your hand, you still get that fucking weird candy gloss coating on your fucking hands. Bastard M&M's.
On this tea set, only Jeff Master's fingerprints were found. Were his fingerprints found on any of the other cookware? The cookware was washed. Nobody's fingerprints remained. Or he might have been cooking with gloves on. It seems the only thing here with fingerprints is the tea set.
Made by Pierre Hoquet. PH, there that name is again. Just fingerprints were found on it. Touch the check button for details. Let's actually see the details. Can I look at it? I can look at it. Okay. So, is there anything in particular that... So that's not a break. That looks like it's part of the design. Is that... Oh, it's a hole. I didn't even realize that. Do we have the stamp on the bottom? Yes, we do. I should eat, kind of hungry and only had a baby lunch. What kind of nonsense food do you recommend? I don't know. I've been eating a whole bunch of nonsense takeout food recently. Yesterday, one of the interesting things that I've had recently is my sister and I we went to IHOP. We went to IHOP to like order out some food. I wasn't really hungry, but I saw on the menu they had this they had like these breakfast cereal items. It was kind of weird, to be honest with you. The overall like combination of shit they had, like they had pancakes and milkshakes with cereal in them, and they were like based off the cereal flavors. They had like a fucking Cap'n Crunch one. They had a Crunch Berries one. They had a Lucky Charms like set of pancakes. And like from the pictures on the online menu, it looked really weird. And then I saw the Cinnamon Toast Crunch ones, and then I was like, I had to get a Cinnamon Toast Crunch milkshake. So that's like the weirdest thing I've eaten in like the past week or so. I had a Cinnamon Toast Crunch milkshake, and then I bought a couple bottles of Baja Blast and drank those. But there's a new wing place nearby called Fire Wings, which is real tempting. Hey man, if you want wings, get wings. Like, you only said you're kind of hungry, right? There's an engraving on the bottom. It says PH.
It's the initials of the creator, Pierre Hoquet. Miss Hall and Mr. Master seem to be big fans of this sculptor's work.
Initials, huh? If it were mine, it'd be RS.
Why don't you try carving your initials on your own belongings?
Okay, yeah, so don't worry about that, Raymond. So, I guess that's about it then, unless examining up here gets me anything different.
It is a rather splendid design.
You think so? It seems a little eccentric to me. I'm not even sure how you'd pour tea out of it.
Rather than the practicality of the design, the focus on its artistic merits.
Mr. Edgeworth's art sense is too high for me to understand. Well, no, it's a moon and the cups are stars, dickhead. Alright, Jeff's teapot. That's about it. Alright. So, let's go see what this interesting character has to say. Who is very clearly going to be one of our suspects.
Excuse me, but you are...
Oh, shit. Who is this? My apologies. I was meditating. What did you ask, Sir Detective?
Actually, I'm a defense attorney. My name is Gregory Edgeworth.
I'm his assistant, Raymond.
Pardon my late introduction. My name is Dane Gustavia.
Gustavia, hold on. That's kind of sick.
I'm one of the pastry chefs participating in this contest.
What kind of desserts do you make, Mr. Gustavia? What? What? Huh? My specialty is making desserts out of candy. Oh, what a cute seahorse!
It was meant to be a dragon dancing in the sky.
This is a dragon?
I would think it would fit better in the ocean than in the sky. I know all too well that design is my weak point. I plan to study design and undergo training in Zhangfa once things settle down here.
There's that country again.
I probably shouldn't touch the subject of design any further. Mr. Gustavia, if you aren't related to the investigation, why are you in the room? Sir Detective wanted to know more about the desserts in this room, so he asked me to come. Since he's one of the contestants, he might know something.
Alright, Dane Gustavia.
Mr. Gustavia, those instruments you use are quite unusual.
Yo, calm down. Not another seahorse! Is that a chicken?
These instruments are called candy pumps, and they can pump air into the candy.
They kind of look like swords. They're so cool.
Indeed, ever since I began using them, no day has gone by where I didn't receive a burn or wound.
What? How about stop using them, you freak? What the fuck?
That's why I wear red clothes, so that not a single stain will ever show on me.
Ah, get me my red shirt. I get it. It makes sense. It's Proto-Black Quill, I guess. Not really.
Making desserts is serious business. I am always training. Does he injure himself because he hasn't trained enough?
The contest. Yeah, I noticed the scar travel in his eye immediately the second I saw it. I saw the cut and I followed it from the top of his head. But the difference between Black Quill and him is this guy is he's just de facto a little goofy, right? Fucking Black Quill, Black Quill was so serious it hurt. This guy is just a little goofy. Miniature Disney character, little goofy. Not super goofy, just a little goofy. No proto Black Quill. Yeah, but even still, Black Quill implies like hyper edge to me. Like what? They designed this guy and we're like, yeah, let's crank that fucking knob off. I don't believe that. I believe this guy is nice. He's a nice man.
Can you tell me about the great dessert contest that was held here? From the looks of this room, it seems the desserts weren't just for eating. The exhibition Sir Master held was a contest in the art of dessert.
The art of dessert?
Desserts that are true works of art. made solely out of edible materials. The works of art in this room are all made from designs.
Now that you mention it, this whole room is filled with the smell of chocolate.
Sir Master exhibits great talent in both flavor and design. If you are not able to surpass Mr. Sir Master in flavor and design, you will not be able to win.
Beating the world's greatest pastry chef is pretty hard, isn't it?
In other words, if I can surpass Sir Master, I shall become the world's greatest pastry chef. That was the prize of this contest.
The prize is the title of world's greatest.
In addition to that, there is also Sir Master's treasured angel recipe. If you want to learn more about the contest, just look at this piece of paper. These were the rules that were given to the participants of the contest.
Contest rules received and added to the court record. About the case.
Sorry, but I do not know much about the incident. I only learned about the incident after judging had finished.
How was the contest judging carried out?
Let's see. Sir Master started judging at 3 p.m.
Oh, and they're all in separate rooms? Okay. So I assume this has to be Master's room. What's the center? Oh, it's just an elevator? Okay. So, building in... Is there like a wall that's separating them? Or is that just fucking paths? Fucking batch. Alright, so. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, so they're not walls. It's just maybe a design thing. It's kind of weird. Or is that where the fountain flows to? Interesting. Delicia and Dover. Okay, so we haven't met Delicia. Next, the room of a female pastry chef named Delicia was judged.
A female pastry chef? What kind of person is she? She's a frightening woman who would do anything to achieve her goal. I heard she used lots of cream to make a fantasy-themed dessert.
And then Mr. Isaac Dover.
And lastly, Sir Dover's room was judged. His works were frozen statues made from sherbet. I'll discover the body in the middle of Gustavia's judging. She panicked, and because she immediately notified the police, Master continued judging, without knowledge that their body had been discovered. As a result, Master judged Dover's room in Dover's absence.
Oh, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out.
Seems we have plenty of room to suspect Master. Lacking information. It's probably too early to object. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you talking to Mr. Gustavio about earlier? I was asking him about the chocolate frame hanging on that wall. I thought something was missing.
Chocolate frame? Yeah, somebody took one of the corner pieces out, and there's a handprint on it.
I thought if I asked someone who knew a lot about desserts, I could get an answer.
What do those fucking cards say down there?
Well, thanks to your arrival, I still haven't gotten my answer yet.
It says Angel's Recipe on the actual plaque. But, God, I love Gregory Edgeworth, such a cool character. Or, well, a cool person. He seems alright thus far. Haven't had too much interaction with him, but he seems pretty much as advertised on the tin. Light of Life, Something of Regret. Yeah, I see Light of Life, and I see Blank of Regret. I can't tell what that word is. It looks like a J. Could be an F. Can't really tell it.
Guess you don't understand sarcasm. Mr. Gustavio, can you assist us with this matter? I train in the art of desserts every day. If you have a question about desserts, please do not hesitate to ask. Thank you very much.
Journal of Regret? Okay. That makes sense. It's just kind of weird. And I can't bring my fucking cursor down all the way to read it either. Alright, examine.
These finger marks are... These are identified finger marks. We don't know who they belong to, since no fingerprints were left behind.
Finger marks without fingerprints. These might be related to the case. Huh, it's a mystery!
probably wearing gloves.
Detective Bad lacks dreams and romance.
I don't think there are dreams of romance at a murder scene.
Alright. You can make such a beautiful picture out of chocolate? As expected of Master Jeff.
Is this really chocolate? It looks like an actual picture to me. Impressive, Sir Attorney. You notice well. This picture of an angel is not a dessert, but rather the angel's recipe. The angel's recipe, the prize for the contest.
This picture isn't made of chocolate?
Indeed, within this chocolate frame lies a recipe book. Sir Master told everyone when he explained the rules of the contest to us in this room. So the contestants knew the recipe was here. How about it? This frame. Don't you think it's missing something?
A little bit. Just a smidge.
This must be what Detective Bad was asking Mr. Gustavi about earlier. This chocolate frame, there doesn't seem to be a part that's missing. That's what's been bothering me as well.
What's missing?
Let me show Raymond the part of the chocolate frame that's missing.
Well, I mean... If only the game would have started me on the spot I was trying to examine a moment ago.
Look closer at this part with the decorations. Can you see that one of them is missing?
It's true. It's different from the other decorations.
This imperfect balance in the decorations is not like Sir Master. On closer examination, it seems this frame is not the only one with missing parts.
Did anyone else mention the voice of Greg yet? I think Ben brought it up earlier. I left for dinner until now. Yeah, I think it's really nice. It fits him.
We need to investigate further. All the desserts in this room each have one part missing.
Whoa! The candle holder and the sailing tools are damaged as well. Someone tampered with the crime scene? Alright.
Perhaps. Maybe Master vandalized the room himself to fool us.
It's Prosd? Really? Okay. When Last Ass still hasn't played the game. Oh, unfortunate. Master Jeff wouldn't do that sort of thing to his desserts.
Tampered desserts. I wonder if they're connected to the incident.
Achoo! It's cold as fuck in here.
Are you alright, Raymond?
This room is way too cold.
Ever since I can remember. The fountain patio wasn't very warm either. This room certainly is cold. Do you want to wear my coat?
Nope, I'm fine. Because that's something that you promised to give me when I become a defense attorney.
That's right. Why is the temperature turned down so low? It's been turned down in order to maintain the chocolate's temperature. Why don't you try opening the panel cover on that wall? Panel cover.
Yep, there it is. Whoa! There's a secret panel hidden there!
This control panel is installed in all the rooms Sir Master prepared. So as not to detract from the dessert's presentation, the cover was closed to conceal it. What does the panel do? It allows you to change temperature and the lighting in the room. In order to preserve the type of dessert, it can go down to about negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. The room would be like a freezer.
It's set to 59 degrees Fahrenheit. No wonder I thought it was cold. Detective Bad, I'm not allowed to change the temperature, am I?
Preserving the crime scene is the foundation of being a detective.
But I'm not a detective.
A defense attorney can't recklessly damage the crime scene either. Indeed, Sir Assistant. Enduring hardship is also a part of training.
What's going on, anime?
In order to preserve the chocolate, 59 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature. The ideal temperature for chocolate, as expected of the dessert chef. No, but it is a trifle. This is basic knowledge that anyone should know if they're a dessert chef. So it's the ideal temperature for candy and fresh cream.
As long as you watch out for humidity and hot temperatures, candy shouldn't melt. For fresh cream, around 50 degrees is the ideal temperature.
I need to watch out for the humidity and hot temperatures. For candy, I see.
Detective Bad, he seemed a bit happy when they were talking about candy.
Is candy one of his favorite things?
Well, I mean, considering he has a fucking lollipop in his mouth. I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Do we need to actually look at it? I mean... That seems to me like we're done there. Is there anything else we can look at in here? No, because those are going to be chocolate in the back as well. What do we have in logic? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Each of Mr. Master's works had a piece that was missing. Add that to the fact that the ship's chocolate stand was broken, and I think we can surmise that someone ransacked this room.
And the only one who did it could be the true culprit.
That I don't know, but I think it's safe to say that the ship stand got broken when the room was ransacked.
Lollipops are common subs for people to quit smoking. Perhaps he used to smoke, or maybe it's just a gag. Yeah, maybe he actually just really likes candy. I think, fuck it, because he upgraded. It wasn't like he was just using that small lollipop and stuck with that small lollipop to quit smoking. Because in Investigations 1, when we saw him technically in the future, he had a bigger lollipop. So he just is, I think he's a candy addict and found a bigger fix. He just likes candy. I think that's a nice character trait. What I missed? I was gone for like 10 minutes. It's the same one? No, it was like one of the it was a bigger lollipop. It wasn't like the one he has here. Let me go see if I can find a picture of let me just I assume it's gonna be fake or safe because yeah, not the same lollipop, but not the same like type either. You know, he hasn't been sucking on one lollipop for 18 years. That'd be insane. Lollipop. Yeah, here you go. Let me copy, or let me actually go into this page. Nope, that's the fucking...
Stay back. No.
What the shut up. I don't want to listen to that. Copy image address. There we go. Here. The lollipop was much bigger in the future. Whoops.
And when the ship fell over, it broke the treasure chest lid. I expected the lid of the treasure chest was originally closed.
Alright, so we got some more stuff now. Is there... That didn't give us anything else, did it? To connect with Beaten to Death? It's no problem. Can I talk to you guys? What do you guys got?
What are you investigating?
Sir, I'm checking the temperature of the stream.
What have you learned?
Sir, this stream has warm water. The stream is connected to the fountain in the patio and runs through every room.
It's an unusual construction for a room. The minds of the rich. I'll never understand.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
It seems our investigation of the room is just about over.
Crime scene notes.
We should make it clear. Jeff Master is the culprit.
Why?
All the rooms in this mansion were locked from the inside. And the only way to open them from the outside was to use this key to the mansion. Do you know who has the key? Master was the only one with the key. There were no spare keys.
Mansion key added. Also, what's up with this fucking music kicking up? Is it because we're about to start yelling at each other?
By using the mansion key, Master could enter all the contestants' rooms. Of course, the key could also lock his room from the outside.
Also, Jeff Master's master key. Yeah. The Master Chef, Jeff Master's master key.
However, Mr. Master's room is currently unlocked. Yeah, that's why I suspect Master is the culprit. I'd like to hear your reasoning in more detail.
So Master Chef Jeff Masters or Mansion Master Key. Jeff Masters Master Chef Jeff Masters Master Key to his mansion. That's almost a tongue. You can make that a tongue twister. Master Chef Jeff Masters Mansion Master Key. Yeah, kind of. Why, I suspect Jeff Master. If the body had been found in a locked room, Master would have been the prime suspect. That's why Master made sure to leave the door to his own room unlocked. And to ensure that the body would be seen, Master broke the lid on the treasure chest. No, because he put him in the treasure chest. He didn't want, like, why would he put him in the chest and then break it? If he wanted the body to be seen, he could have just placed him out. Make sure to press something even when it's not right just to hear the hold it clip. Hey man, we don't fuck around in here. Also not testimony but argument now. After the judging, everyone was scheduled to meet in the Master's room. That would have created the impression that the murder had occurred while he was away. Okay, no, that makes sense then. But I still don't think that he would have he didn't break it himself, right? The fucking treasure chest, or that the treasure chest got broken when the ship fell on it. And I don't think that he could have predicted exactly when it was going to fall. Even if he heated the room. Well, no, because he is a master chef. He could have known exactly when that chocolate was going to melt. Either way.
Contrary to his expectations, the body was discovered by Miss Hall.
Yeah, he has not pulled whatever he's reaching for under his shoulder out.
That's my reasoning for suspecting Master. Got that, Ace Attorney? So you also think it was Mr. Master himself who vandalized the room? Yeah. You defense attorneys believe that justice lies in trusting your clients. But I'm a detective. If I believed every poor sap's story, I'd let the suspicious ones get away. I understand your reasoning thoroughly. However, I'd like you to hear my thoughts on the subject now. Fine. Detective Bad believes that he is right, but I won't give up so easily. I can't accept his reasoning. I have to show him evidence that will contradict it.
Or that'll contradict it, rather. Why you suspect Jeff Master? I don't believe it. You're late as fuck? Well, interestingly enough, Stars Man, you've been gone for almost 4 hours. Alright. He didn't break it. I don't think he planned on it to break.
Objection!
Originally, the victim's body was hidden inside the treasure chest. Miss Hall entered the room when she heard a sound. I think it is likely that this was the sound of the chocolate ship falling over.
12 fucking hour shift? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what you would think just by looking at the crime scene. You said that Mr. Master broke the treasure chest lid himself. But this photo shows that the ship's fall caused the lid to break. If the lid broke just before Miss Hall found the body, then Mr. Master, who was in the middle of judging, could not have broken it. I never said that Master broke the lid directly. The ship was set up to fall during the judging. I believe he tampered with the stand.
Objection!
Do you have proof that he tampered with it? No, but the investigation isn't completely over yet. It seems they still haven't found anything conclusive. Have you found any other fingerprints other than Mr. Master's in this room? Yeah, there were some left on the door.
You're actually ahead of me a bit? Uh-oh.
But the victim Dover and Master were also among the fingerprints left behind.
Well, we're probably gonna end once this section ends too, so if this happens to go for a while, then we will surpass you. But if it ends up finishing up very shortly, then we will be calling it for the day.
Before we made our designs, we all gathered here to have the judging explained to us. Perhaps that was when we left those fingerprints. But you didn't find any fingerprints on the works in this room. What? Someone tampered with the chocolate in this room. So perhaps there are other fingerprints on it, apart from Master's. No matter what we find, it won't clear Master of suspicion. Labby, hurry up and dust the chocolate for fingerprints.
Roger that, sir. Detective Bad, we found another person's fingerprints on all the chocolates in the room.
Whose fingerprints?
They belong to a pastry chef by the name of Delicia.
Good work. Return to the investigation.
Yes, sir.
It would seem that there are other suspicious people besides Mr. Master after all. I don't need a defense attorney to tell me that. I'm not stopping my investigation. We will just go and listen to what this Delicia has to say. Delicia and Gustavia told us about her not long ago. Is she really a frightening woman who will do anything to achieve her goal?
Mr. Edgeworth, this Delicia lady sounds mighty suspicious to me.
It seems that will be necessary for us to speak with her directly as well. Detective Bad, will you allow us to accompany you? I'm not obligated to do that.
What?
But you were the one who discovered the truth of the crime scene. Fine, have it your way. Follow me.
Detective Bad, thank you.
Yeah, no, Gregory Edgeworth is neat. I like him.
Detective Bad, sir. Are you sure about that? Right now, that prosecutor is in the room.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. Him and I don't see eye to eye.
Him? Who's the prosecutor in charge of this case anyway?
Manfred von Karma.
What? Von Karma's in charge? That guy hasn't lost a case in 25 years. Oh, did you see him? Man had a little bit of a bop to that shoulder, that fucking collar pop. He was getting ready. Yo.
Manfred von Karma, the living legend of the prosecutor's office. If the rumors of his courtroom performance are to be believed, he's a man who would do anything for a guilty verdict. No matter what kind of prosecutor he is, I can only hold true to the path I believe in.
To be continued. Ooh. That's a real good fucking, that's a real good cliffhanger for the next time. So I think that's, we're ending literally right before Gregory Edgeworth meets the man that would eventually kill him. This game has some really cool points. I hope they continue with a lot of the stuff that I find really interesting about it. It seems that they're going to be doing that way. But I think I'll finish with a brief summary of my feelings of fucking episode 2, because that I said it a little bit when I was talking about it as the case started coming together in my head towards the end, but it definitely suffers a little bit from I feel a lot of what certain cases would suffer from in regular Ace Attorney games, where certain pieces of evidence don't have relevance until the very end, right? They don't have relevance until you get to the one part where it's like, that's it. That's all I needed to make it so that this case makes sense. And it had a couple of those things, but it makes sense why we only got a couple of them towards the end. Because we were we had multiple people to suspect, and their suspicion was good until we got the reasoning for us to say, no, this person, it doesn't make sense for them to be the murderer. It doesn't make sense for Jay Elbert to be the murderer, because if he would have had a chance to escape his prison, he would have just taken it. He wouldn't have come back because he murdered somebody. If in fact that would lead him to hyper escape the prison. It couldn't have been Dogen because he would have had to have access to his knife, or his bell wouldn't have been brought up, right? So the people, once they got cleared, once we started shifting suspicion to other people, it has a really good pace.
I do feel bad for the warden. I think she's one of them. And again, we have another sympathetic culprit. I think once you have a sympathetic culprit, like she is probably the most sympathetic, right? Although you can find fault with her actions, it's one of those um, murder culprits where it's like I can understand their actions, and I actually genuinely do feel a little bit bad for her because she was being applied pressure by a serial assassin where she was supposed to have power. And who is she going to go to? Because if she goes to somebody, she's going to die. She had to take matters into her own hands. Obviously, it was the best case scenario for her at that moment, and a simple misunderstanding. Like I said, it's not like Turnabout Big Top, where the entire case is misunderstanding after misunderstanding after misunderstanding after misunderstanding. It's one misunderstanding leads to your paranoia getting the better of you and you doing um, actions that you think were for the best, but once people start coming in and figuring out what you've done, then it becomes bad for you. But with that, I would say that's probably one of the better case twos that we've gotten in Ace Attorney as a whole. That case was great. I think that makes me want to put the investigations cases alongside the regular Ace Attorney case tier list. So I'll probably end up doing that once I'm done with this game. But like I said, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I'd like to thank you all very much for coming out today. I'd like to thank Gallus for not only giving those handful of friends re-entry back into the family, back to becoming brothers, but dropping that fucking 4 months up to tier 3. So thank you very much, Gallus. Thank you all for coming out, and I will see you tomorrow with the continuation of this third episode. And that's for sure. No potential. I might not be here. I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? But you guys take it easy until then, all right? Peace.